Get your Sunday football morning started off right with the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Your Sunday morning kickoff show where we tackle your NFL lines out in the desert, a 61.2% win rate over the last 6 years. Against the spread, over, under, money line, you name it. And we dive into the world of fantasy football year-long and your DFS payouts. Your only true Southern football kickoff show that talks the spreads in Vegas, your DFS and fantasy, and your year-long quest to win that fantasy football championship. Only on the Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube channel. It's the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Sundays, all NFL season long.
Tom has been a teacher for over 40 years. One day, I think one of the students had asked the question and he didn't remember the answer. And I also noticed that he was letting his class out earlier than they were supposed to let out. I was really starting to worry.
Levi and I talked about how it would change our lives, but he was there beside me.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. Visit alz.org/ourstories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Get your Sunday football morning started off right with the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Your Sunday morning kickoff show where we tackle your NFL lines out in the desert, a 61.2% win rate over the last 6 years. Against the spread, over, under, money line, you name it. And we dive into the world of fantasy football year-long and your DFS payouts. Your only true Southern football kickoff show that talks the spreads in Vegas, your DFS and fantasy, and your year-long quest to win that fantasy football championship. Only on the Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube channel. It's the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Sundays, all NFL season long. Saturday mornings, 8:30 Eastern. Dixie Football Nation is back and better than ever. We got Tony Agolini, Matt Carr, Tones Ariola, Bobby and Angelo, along with Mac McGee this fall. Dixie Football Nation heads to the gridiron, talking ACC, SEC, the Big Ten, and all the big games throughout the college football land. That's Dixie Football Nation, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, Saturday mornings on the Armchair Quarterback Show's YouTube channel, going live, or catch the instant replay.
I'm Amy Lawrence, and I'm up late, always, after hours, hanging out with you on CBS Sports Radio. Check it out, 2 a.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. Pacific.
Enjoy sun-drenched days, epic stays, and plenty of room to roam in Greater Fort Lauderdale. Our hotels, attractions, and restaurants have taken the Visit Lauderdale's Safe and Clean pledge, so you can relax and explore with confidence. When you're ready for that well-deserved staycation, our 23 miles of golden beaches await. Find wide-open spaces to hike, bike, kayak, and paddleboard. Visit your favorite attractions, then dine out in style in socially distanced dining rooms or al fresco on waterfront patios. Learn more at sunny.org.
To protect his family from disaster, Steve used his camera phone.
Done.
By taking pictures of his important documents, Steve can always have them stored online. Learn more simple disaster prep tips at ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
You're talking about a bunch of unproven kids who were in the prom. You know, literally, they were in the prom like 6 months ago at their high school.
No, they weren't because they were
on lockdown.
Exactly.
Okay, they were at a.
These are pромless teenagers.
If he's from a Big Ten state,
they were at a.
If he's from a Big Ten state, he didn't have prom. I can guarantee you that.
They were at a virtual prom. Anyway, so yeah, it's tough for Wisconsin.
That's called porn. That's called porn.
Stop it. They get a break this week because I
got a mess to clean up, guys.
Yeah.
Virtual.
There's
prom.
my walk off for the day. Thanks, Mac. I gotta dry my keyboard out now.
Armchair.
Remember, if for any reason you must leave your radio, please have the man at the door stamp your ear so you can listen again later.
Saturday mornings, 8:30 Eastern. Dixie Football Nation is back and better than ever. We've got Tony Agolini, Matt Carr, Tones Ariola, Bobby and Angelo, along with Mac McGee this fall. Dixie Football Nation heads to the gridiron, talking ACC, SEC, the Big Ten, and all the big games throughout the college football land. That's Dixie Football Nation, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, Saturday mornings on the Armchair Quarterback Show's YouTube channel, going live. Or catch the instant replay.
Screen pass to Trayshawn DeAndre on the right side. He dodges Crushman, makes his way to the end zone. Touchdown! But wait a second. I think there's a flag on the play.
All right, you guys got holding on number 97, right?
Yeah, definitely holding. No touchdown.
All right, make the call.
Yeah, I mean, it was holding.
So make the call.
Or, we say the flag was for an excessive celebration so they can keep the touchdown and apply the penalty to the kickoff, huh? What do you say?
What are you talking about? I didn't see excessive celebration.
You sure? Could have sworn I saw a little nay-nay going on.
What's going on with you, man?
All right, look, guys, I got to be real with you. Trayshawn DeAndre just scored that touchdown. Okay, I have him on my fantasy team this week. I need these points.
But are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding you, Bill. I'm playing against my father-in-law this week, and if he doesn't score this touchdown, I lose.
Well, I'm not going to let you make a bad call because you're in some fantasy football league.
Make the call.
Craig, no. If you make one bad call.
This works out perfectly, Bill. I started the quarterback who threw the touchdown pass. We're going to have to ignore the holding call.
I have the kicker, and I was kind of hoping that he wouldn't convert on third down, so he'd have to kick the field goal.
Armchair.
Get your Sunday football morning started off right with the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Your Sunday morning kickoff show where we tackle your NFL lines out in the desert, a 61.2% win rate over the last 6 years. Against the spread, over, under, money line, you name it. And we dive into the world of fantasy football year-long in your DFS payouts. The only true Southern football kickoff show that talks the spreads in Vegas, your DFS and fantasy in your year-long quest to win that fantasy football championship. Only on the Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube channel. It's the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Sundays, all NFL season long. The Armchair Quarterbacks on YouTube Live, covering the AFC South and NFC South along with the rest of the NFL. Subscribe and like us today. Your first choice for sports talk live from the First Coast.
Tom has been a teacher for over 40 years. One day, I think one of the students had asked the question and he didn't remember the answer. And I also noticed that he was letting his class out earlier than they were supposed to let out. I was really starting to worry.
Levi and I talked about how it would change our lives, but he was there beside me.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. Visit alz.org/ourstories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
You come at the K, you best not miss.
I'm not audible. If I'm audible, I'll use Omaha! Omaha! Red Polly! Red Polly! Blue Poncho! Blue Poncho! Dilly Dilly! Rambo! Rambo! Give me Kershaw here! Kershaw!
You're listening to the Armchair Quarterbacks.
Japan! Richmond, New York! Richmond, Florida! Sally, Buffalo! Hey, Short Ox! Luda Raiders! Grand Canyon! Omaha! Come out!
And then a lot of states ended up having gay marriage and common law marriage, which I think is very confusing, because what happens if you just end up with like 10 loser dudes sharing the same crappy apartment for a couple years? It's been known to happen. Both working part-time at the pizza place, hanging out every weekend at Phillies, goes about see them at a party, they're newlyweds. I didn't know Tony and Jim were gay. They're married now? When did they fall in love? They did, they just never got full-time jobs.
Get caught up with the big stories around
around the world of sports in just a few minutes. Take me out to the ball game today, weekdays. Armchair Quarterbacks on YouTube. Baseball, football, basketball. Whatever's trending in the world of sports, it's on Take Me Out to the Ball Game today in just a few minutes. It drops weekdays. Take Me Out to the Ball Game today on the Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube channel.
This portion of the show is brought to you by the best things in life, which are still free with no purchase at participating dealers.
Saturday mornings, 8:30 Eastern. Dixie Football Nation is back and better than ever. We got Tony Agolini, Matt Carr, Tony Zariola, Bobby and Angelo, along with Mac McGee this fall. Dixie Football Nation heads to the gridiron, talking ACC, SEC, the Big Ten, all the big games throughout the college football land. That's Dixie Football Nation, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, Saturday mornings on the Armchair Quarterback Show's YouTube channel, going live, or catch the instant replay. Get your Sunday football morning started off right with the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern, noon Eastern. The Sunday morning kickoff show where we tackle your NFL lines out in the desert. A 61.2% win rate over the last 6 years. Against the spread, over under, money line, you name it. We dive into the world of fantasy football year-long in your DFS payouts. Holy true Southern football kickoff show that talks the spreads in Vegas, your DFS and fantasy in your year-long quest to win that fantasy football championship. Only on the Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube channel. It's the Handicappers. Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Sundays, all NFL season long.
Hotels, single stays, epic stays, and plenty of room to roam in Greater Fort Lauderdale. Our hotels, attractions, and restaurants have taken the Visit Lauderdale's Safe and Clean pledge so you can relax and explore with confidence. When you're ready for that well-deserved staycation, our 23 miles of golden beaches await. Find wide open spaces to hike, bike, kayak, and paddleboard. Visit your favorite attractions, then dine out in style in socially distanced dining rooms or al fresco on waterfront patios. Learn more at sunny.org.
Saturday mornings, 8:30 Eastern. Dixie Football Nation is back and better than ever. We've got Tony Agolini, Matt Carr, Tone Zariola, Bobby and Angelo, along with Mac McGee this fall. Dixie Football Nation heads to the gridiron, talking ACC, SEC, the Big Ten, and all the big games throughout the college football land. That's Dixie Football Nation, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, Saturday mornings on the Armchair Quarterback Show's YouTube channel, going live, or catch the instant replay.
Dread running to the post office? Stamps.com brings post office and UPS services right to your computer. Send letters, ship packages, and get up to 40% off USPS and up to 62% off UPS rates. Nearly 1 million small businesses use Stamps.com to save time and money. It's a no-brainer. So skip the post office and visit Stamps.com. Use promo code LISTEN for a 4-week trial plus free postage and a digital scale. That's Stamps.com, promo code LISTEN.
The snapper is Robert Shiver, a sophomore out of Thomasville, Georgia. The holder is Matt, senior from Opelika, and Wes Byram, a freshman out of Fort Lauderdale, trying to put it through to give Auburn the win. Here's the snap, the place, the kick is up, the kick is long enough, the kick is good! Good! See you later, Alligator! Tigers win, 20-17! I hope Lee Corso and Kirk Street never pick Auburn to have a chance again. The Tigers have come to the swamp, drained it, and made it their own. 20-17. Auburn a winner tonight over the third-ranked Florida Gators. Can you believe it?
Hi, this is Britney Spears.
What up, this Jay-Z.
This is Jennifer Lopez. Armchair.
Get your Sunday football morning started off right with the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Your Sunday morning kickoff show where we tackle your NFL lines out in the desert, a 61.2% win rate over the last 6 years. Against the spread, over, under, money line, you name it. We dive into the world of fantasy football year-long in your DFS payout. The only true Southern football kickoff show that talks the spreads in Vegas, your DFS and fantasy, in your year-long quest to win that fantasy football championship. Only on the Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube channel. It's the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Sundays, all NFL season long. Armchair Quarterback Radio, the gunslingers of sports talk.
And here's second-year quarterback Brett Favre out of Southern Mississippi by way of the Atlanta Falcons. They are hopeful he can succeed in the NFL. Here, Brett Favre, you want to challenge? Try this. With the best receiver out of the game from the 35, 19 seconds left. Touchdown! Is there a spark of life in Green Bay? Yes! Danny Marino!
Here's Marino, wide open field, throws for a touchdown. It is number 37 on the season, breaks the all-time NFL record. Going deep and open. Touchdown, Ron Cooper. Cooper has returned.
They are going to bring pressure again. Rodgers is going to roll away, throws it up in the air, says a prayer. Janice doesn't even stop it. Oh, please.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
It's important to remember the value of taking time for ourselves to do the things that help us grow and explore, like learning something new. And now with the Great Courses Plus, it's never been easier to experience the joys of learning. The Great Courses Plus offers thousands of streaming videos that cover hundreds of fascinating topics, from World War II to choosing the perfect wine. You can even take a course on the U.S. government or dealing with stress and anxiety. And because the Great Courses Plus partners with world-class professors and experts, you're always receiving thoroughly vetted, high-quality content from every lecture. Plus, you can watch or listen anytime, anywhere with the Great Courses Plus app. So take a little time for you. Sign up for the Great Courses Plus today for a free month of unlimited access. Visit thegreatcoursesplus.com/radio to get started. That's thegreatcoursesplus.com/radio.
Dread running to the post office? Stamps.com brings post office and UPS services right to your computer. Send letters, ship packages, and get up to 40% off USPS and up to 62% off UPS rates. Nearly 1 million small businesses use Stamps.com to save time and money. It's a no-brainer. So skip the post office and visit Stamps.com. Use promo code LISTEN for a 4-week trial plus free postage and a digital scale. That's Stamps.com, promo code LISTEN.
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry,
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America. You get in a ballpark, and it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
Baerga is 0 for 3. Left center field. Grissom on the run. The team of the 90s has its world championship.
You're in Braves country.
Good evening and welcome to Atlanta Braves Baseball. I'm Mac McGee, set to bring you the Atlanta Braves second game of a 3-game set. And Atlanta, of course, winning last night. If you were with us, appreciate you joining us again. Atlanta last night winning in 2-1 fashion, and it was a heart stopper as once again Will Smith tight-roped out of a close ball game. And Atlanta, now 3 is the magic number for the Atlanta Braves to clinch the National League East. So meaning if they win tonight, that would knock 2 off because it would be a win for Atlanta and a loss for Philadelphia. Any combination of Atlanta wins and Philadelphia losses over the next 5 days of baseball would give Atlanta their 4th consecutive National League East pennant. And I'm Mac McGee. I'll be here with you for the ride tonight. The pitching matchup that we're looking forward to, it's Aaron Nola for the Philadelphia Phillies versus Max Fried of your Atlanta Braves. Max Fried, 3.12 ERA, 152 strikeouts in 158 innings pitched, 13-7 on the year. And his counterpart, Aaron Nola, is 9-8 with a 4.64 ERA, 174 innings pitched, 219 strikeouts. But he pitched much better at the beginning of the year, has struggled in the second half of the year. Second half of the season, having an ERA over 5.5 runs. So that's what Atlanta will be faced with tonight. To get it going tonight, you're going to have the leadoff hitter in Odubel Herrera for the Philadelphia Phillies playing center field. And playing center field and batting left-handed from that side of the plate, he'll be facing Max Fried, also a lefty. And we will be giving you first pitch here in just a minute. I'm going to go ahead and take a really quick break as we get set. Got a couple of things we got to do before first pitch. You're listening to Atlanta Braves Baseball. We'll be back in just a flash.
You play to win the game.
Armchair Quarterbacks on YouTube Live, covering the AFC South and NFC South along with the rest of the NFL. Subscribe and like us today. Your first choice for sports talk live from the First Coast. Get your Sunday football morning started off right with the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Your Sunday morning kickoff show where we tackle your NFL lines out in the desert, a 61.2% win rate over the last 6 years. Against the spread, over, under, money line, you name it. And we dive into the world of fantasy football year-long in your DFS payouts. Your only true Southern football kickoff show that talks the spreads in Vegas, your DFS and fantasy in your year-long quest to win that fantasy football championship. Only on the Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube channel. It's the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Sundays, all NFL season long.
It is played everywhere, in parks and playgrounds and prison yards, in back alleys and farmers' fields, by small boys and old men, raw amateurs and millionaire professionals. It is a leisurely game that demands blinding speed.
Welcome back here to Braves Baseball. The Atlanta Braves set to take on the Philadelphia Phillies. Game 2 of a 3-game series. Atlanta won last night 2-1. I'm Mac McGee, and we'll be taking you all the way through tonight's game. We'll also be here tomorrow night, same time, same channel. And we are ready for Braves baseball in just a few minutes. Get you caught up on what's going on in the rest of the world of baseball. Magic numbers have been whittled down. The Astros need just one to win the American League West. Atlanta's magic number is 3, as we talked about just a second ago. San Francisco Giants, 4 is their magic number. They lead the Dodgers by 2 games out west. And the New York Yankees magic number to clinch the first wild card spot is now 3 after they beat Toronto last night, and they're back in action. We'll keep you abreast of those scores, as well as the Boston Red Sox, who lost to the Baltimore Orioles. A terrible loss for Boston last night. Their magic number remains at 5, and they have just a half-game lead over the Seattle Mariners. So Seattle's back in action tonight out in Oakland. That'll get started much later. There was early action today, game of no consequence, but the Rockies, after coming out of a rain delay, are leading the Nationals 6-5 as those two teams just play out the stretch. And Marlins and Mets just got going. That's the other NL East action. Before we get going today, we do want to recognize National VFW Day, Veterans of Foreign War. So if you run into anyone who is a veteran of the foreign wars, buy him a beer. And we're set for Braves baseball as Max Fried will be taking the hill with his 13-7 record, 3.12 ERA, and 158 innings pitched, 152 strikeouts. He's going 16 consecutive innings now without giving up a run. And his counterpart is Aaron Nola. Aaron Nola has struggled quite a bit beginning the back half of this 2021 season. Aaron Nola looked upon as possibly the ace of the Phillies until the addition of Zach Wheeler has really struggled this year in comparison. His overall ERA is 4.64, but he's over 5.5 runs ERA since just before the All-Star break. And we're going to get ready for the first pitch. Atlanta with a 3.5 game lead, and we're heading to the top of the first. It'll be Herrera, then Segura, and then Bryce Harper leading this game off as Atlanta will try to get another W tonight. Max Fried in his last 10 starts is 6-0, a 1.48 ERA. Unbelievable effort after he's came back. Remember, he struggled earlier in the year. Now he looks like the Max Fried of old, possibly the Atlanta Braves ace for the next several years, as we still await Mike Soroka's return. Hopefully early in the 2022 season, we will get the 3-headed monster of Soroka, Fried, and of course, Charlie Morton is heading back. And Atlanta trying to find a way to win this series. And if they were to sweep, it would clinch the division before they ever hit the weekend. They could rest some of their pitchers, get the bullpen rested up, get their rotation set. If they do win the National League East, they will be facing the Milwaukee Brewers, who have already clinched the NL Central. And the Brewers, very difficult team, as the Braves know. And it will be interesting to see how Atlanta navigates not only the starting pitching rotation, but also what they will carry in the bullpen if they do indeed clinch the NL East. You got a lot of questions. You would have to figure it's going to be Morton and Fried, 1 and 2. Ian Anderson has struggled. He pitches tomorrow night. And Huascar Ynoa, since coming back from the IL, has not been the same pitcher that he was before punching the bench in Milwaukee, breaking his hand. And then, of course, who do you leave out of the rotation and who goes to the bullpen? Ynoa, with a lot of experience in the bullpen, you have to figure in that 3-game series, that's where they will probably use him. And then, of course, the other questions with Tuki Toussaint, Drew Smiley. How many do you carry in your pen? Much different games that you face, not only just in a playoff game, but in a National League playoff game, as we're getting set here for the first pitch. Braves baseball coming to you live. Appreciate you spending your evening with us, and please like and subscribe. We'll be here tomorrow night, hopefully bringing you a clinching division win. If Atlanta can win tonight, that will be on the line tomorrow. But regardless, we will be back tomorrow night, 7:20 first pitch again. And Odubel Herrera starts to make his way to the plate, 734 OPS, 263 hitter with a 13 home runs and 50 RBIs on his slash line. And Max Fried gets the ball and gets a little loosed up. He's already thrown all of his warm-up pitches, and we're just getting ready for the first pitch as Herrera goes to dig in. And as we get going here in the first inning, first pitch, the first batter, we're underway with Braves baseball. Max Fried gets the sign from Darnode, who's behind the plate tonight. He'll be hitting 7th. And Herrera, with his open left-handed stance, gets the delivery from the lefty, and it's a fastball on the outside part of the plate. 94 miles an hour, swung on and hit foul, and it will stay in play. And Rosario will make the snag, and it's quickly 1 away, 1 pitch. Rosario, of course, had the error last night that extended the 9th inning, made it quite the heart thumper. And we are just underway here in Atlanta. The Jean Segura digs into the plate as he is a 294 hitter, righty versus lefty, fastball on the outside part of the plate, 94 miles an hour, and it's a strike. It's 0-1 to get this going. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Fried, and fastball high in the zone, fouled back 94 miles an hour, and it is quickly 0-2. Segura steps out of the box for a second to reset, and Fried's ready to rock, and here comes the pitch, and the 0-2 pitch is swung on and hit foul, 94 miles an hour, and it is 0-2. Atlanta 0, Philadelphia 0. If you're just joining us, 1 away here in the top of the first inning. Fried gets set after getting the new ball, and it's an 0-2 pitch. Here's the delivery, and a curveball swung on and hit foul once again. It'll be 0-2. Playfully, Segura, after the ball bounced off the plate, off the foul, swung at it again, almost in like a softball type fashion. We'll get reset here as Fried's getting the ball, and he is set. And fastball on the inside of the hands. It is 0-2. Once again, fouled back. Atlanta. The magic number is 3, and we get the 0-2 pitch once again. 6th pitch of this at bat. And the 0-2 pitch. Fastball high, 1-2. Segura gets out of the way. Philly 0, Atlanta 0. Top of the first 1-2 pitch, and it is a slider banged into the dirt. Riley's got it over at third, fires it over to first, and there's 2 away with Bryce Harper coming to the plate. Bryce Harper digging in at 311, 34 home runs, 82 RBIs, and 99 runs scored. Looking around the American League, the Blue Jays lead the Yankees 2-0 in the first. And Boston and Baltimore scoreless. So here comes Harper setting up for the first pitch of the at-bat. And here's the first pitch of the at-bat. Freed delivers, and a curveball swung on and miss. It's 0-1. Max Fried up to 9 pitches this inning. Here comes the 0-1 delivery from Fried to Harper, who steps out for a second, gets back in, and here's the 0-1 pitch. And here's fastball on the outside part of the plate. It's 1-1. Max Fried looking to be in postseason form already, pitching outstanding here recently. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and it is a sinker low and inside. It's 2-1. Atlanta will be leading off next inning with Jorge Soler, Freddie Freeman, Ozzie Albies, Riley, Duvall, Rosario, Darnode, Swanson, and Fried is the lineup tonight. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Fastball on the outside part, swung on and missed, and it is 2-2. After Harper, if he is able to get on, it's JT Realmuto. McCutchen playing left field. Veerling at first, righty versus lefty they went with tonight, benching Brad Miller. And Didi Gregorius Torres at third, and Nola is on the mound. Fastball, 96 miles an hour across the chest, swung on and missed, and it's strike number 3. That'll head us to break. The Atlanta Braves get their first at bats when we come back. Jorge Soler, Freddie, and Ozzie. You're listening to Braves Baseball.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by Ed's Almost Good Beer. Remember, Ed's Almost Good Beer was brewed in God's country when God wasn't looking.
I'm not audible. I'll use Omaha! Red Polly! Blue poncho! Dewey! Rambo! Give me Kershaw here, Kershaw!
You're listening to the Armchair Quarterbacks.
Japan! Richmond, New York! Richmond, Florida! Sally, Buffalo! Check! Hey, Short Ox! Ludo Raiders! Omaha! Come out!
Saturday mornings, 8:30 Eastern. Dixie Football Nation is back and better than ever. We've got Tony Agolini, Matt Carr, Tones Areola, Bobby and Angelo, along with Mac McGee this fall. Dixie Football Nation heads to the gridiron, talking ACC, SEC, the Big Ten, and all the big games throughout the college football land. That's Dixie Football Nation, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, Saturday mornings on the Armchair Quarterback Show's YouTube channel, going live. Or catch the instant replay.
Enjoy sun-drenched days, epic stays, and plenty of room to roam in Greater Fort Lauderdale. Our hotels, attractions, and restaurants have taken the Visit Lauderdale's Safe and Clean pledge so you can relax and explore with confidence. When you're ready for that well-deserved staycation, our 23 miles of golden beaches await. Find wide-open spaces to hike, bike, kayak, and paddleboard. Visit your favorite attractions, then dine out in style in socially distanced dining rooms or al fresco on waterfront patios. Learn more at sunny.org.
Challenge accepted.
Welcome back here to Braves Baseball. Mac McGee on the call, and the Atlanta Braves head to the bottom of the first inning to face Aaron Nolan. His 9-8 record, 4.64 ERA, a 112 whip, and a 235 opponent's batting average against. Trying to right the ship as he has not pitched well down the stretch. I said before, his ERA the last couple of months is well over 5 runs and an outing. And here's the first pitch from Nola, fastball across the belt, and it's quickly 0-1 to Jorge Soler. Jorge Soler hitting .219 on the year, 25 home runs, 68 RBIs. He's been hitting .263 since he came over from Atlanta with 12 home runs. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and looked like a sweeping curve, swung on and missed, and it's 0-2. Nola features a fastball, slider, sinker, curve, and a changeup. He'll throw the kitchen sink at you. And in most seasons, Nola has been a very tough customer for the Atlanta Braves. Here is a pitch on the inside part of the hands, and Soler rips it through the hole between third and short, and Jorge Soler leads the game off with a single. Nobody out, 1 on with Freddie Freeman coming to the plate. Atlanta trying to get this National League East put away before they have to go to the weekend and face the Mets. The Mets, they've been playing very below average baseball, will give it their all, going up against the Braves. And here's the first pitch to Freddie Freeman. It is 1-0 inside. Looked like the knuckle curve missed badly. And here comes the 1-0 pitch to Freddie Freeman. And another knuckle curve in the dirt, and it's 2-0. We'll keep you abreast of all the major league action tonight around the league. Toronto leads the Yankees 2-0. Nola asks for a new ball. So the 2-0 count still intact as Freddie gets ready for the next pitch. And here's the 2-0 delivery. Set up inside, fastball, outside part of the plate, fouled back, 95 mile an hour, and it's 2-1. Freddie Freeman trying to get something going here with Jorge Soler on first. Nobody out. And here's the 2-1 delivery to Freddie. Nola winds, he pitches, and fastball way outside. Might have been the cutter. It's 3-1. Ozzie Albies stands on deck. We'll be facing Nola lefty. And the 3-1 pitch to Nola as he leans in and looks to JT Realmuto, looks back at Soler on first. Here's the pitch, and it's hammered up the middle, sinker across the belt, and it is a single for Freddie Freeman. We'll have runners on first and second, nobody out in the Braves' top of the first inning. Want to wish a happy 61st birthday to Rob Deere. If you remember, Rob Deere played for the Milwaukee Brewers for years. It's also National Coffee Day. We talked about National VFW Day. It's also National Coffee Day. And I don't know about y'all, but I've already had about a pot already. So here we go. It's first and second, nobody out. Ozzie Albies up to bat, batting lefty, open stance, gets ready for the first pitch, and it's fired inside, and it is called strike, fastball inside at the hip, and it's 0-1. Ozzie 257 on the year, 30 home runs, 103 RBIs with a 795 OPS. Aaron Nola looks in, gets set. JT set up on the inside part of the plate, and the ball comes in. Fastball, bang back to the screen, and it's 0-2. Ozzie Albies down 0-2, looking to get the ball in play and hopefully move the runners over. First and second, nobody out. It's Atlanta and Philly just getting underway. Bottom of the first inning at 0-0. Here's the 0-2 pitch, outside fastball, and it's 1-2. If you missed it earlier today, the Kansas City Royals signed Michael Taylor to a 2-year extension. 30-year-old outfielder, used to play for the Nationals, signs a 2-year, $9 million deal. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and it is a fastball hit high and deep into center field, but just before the warning track, and it'll be caught by Herrera. There's one away. Ozzie hit that ball on a line, an absolute bullet, but right into the glove of Herrera. Jorge Soler got his motor going and started charging towards third, had to slam on the brakes and turn around. He's back safely. And that'll bring Austin Riley to the plate, hitting .301, 32 home runs, 100 RBIs. And he digs in for the first pitch of the at-bat as Nola looks into JT, and Riley steps out of the box for a second as Nola steps off the rubber. A little bit of gamesmanship on both sides, and we'll get this thing going here. Boston leads Baltimore 1-0 in the top of the third. Here's first pitch on the outside part of the plate. Looked like a sinker, and it's 1-0. Atlanta's could be just 2 nights away from clinching the East. If they beat Philadelphia tonight, they will drop their magic number from 3 to 1. Then just need one more win or loss by Philly. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and it is swung on and missed. It's 1-1. So in a perfect scenario, Atlanta would sweep this series, end the season for the Phillies, and would be able to set their rotation for the National League's first games, most likely to be played Thursday in Milwaukee. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and it's a changeup low and away, and it's 2-1. Adam Duvall stands on deck with Eddie Rosario in the hole. You know, Eddie wants to make up for that error that could have cost the Braves the game last night. The defense picked him up, and Will Smith was able to strike out to end the game. Here comes the 2-1 pitch to Riley, and it is a fastball, 97 miles an hour on the outside part of the plate, and it is 3-1. So you'll have a 3-1 pitch. Runners on first and second. Anything hit in the gap should score both. Atlanta 0, Philly 0. Top of the first inning. Nola looks in to JT. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. Knuckle curve swung on and fouled back, and it's 3-2. So we'll have a full count here. Aaron Nola is up to 17 pitches already, trying to get out of this inning. You know, he would love to induce a ground ball double play. Riley's trying to stay out of that, possibly drive in a run with a single or more. And here comes the full count. Payoff pitch is on the way. And Nola swings back a fastball, 94 miles an hour on the fist. It's going down the line. It's just over the first baseman's head, veering, and the ball will drop into fair territory. And that's going to bring Jorge Soler around to score from second to home. The score is 1-0. Riley, an RBI single, and Freddie Freeman was able to go from first to third on the play. In on his fist is a rainbow shot, a blooper that just went over the outstretched glove of the first baseman for Philadelphia, Veerling. In fact, I believe it hit Veerling's glove just barely, hitting the webbing, and it fell into fair territory. Atlanta leads 1-0. That's going to bring the dangerous bat of Adam Duvall to the plate. 38 home runs on the year with Miami and Atlanta, 16 since coming over from the trading deadline, hitting .234 in that stint with a .537 sluggo. Here comes first pitch to Duvall as he digs in. Runners on the corners. Bottom of the first. One away. And the first pitch is a changeup, hammered foul and out of play. It's 0-1. 360 batting average for Adam Duvall with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. This is just 1 out. So runners on the corners, 0-1 pitch on the way. Nola looks back over at first. Riley does not have a stolen base on the year. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and it's fired at the knees. Fastball, and it's 0-2. Nola trying to find a way to get out of this with just the 1 run allowed. As Freddie Freeman stands on third. A fly ball should score him with any depth. So if you're Duvall, I would think you're looking for something that he's probably going to go to either the curve, the changeup, something to try to get you to hit it into the ground. Hit it on the ground. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and it is hit the other way to the second baseman. He flips it over to short. Short fires it over to first, and it's not going to be in time. So Philly gets the out, the force out at second, but the throw from Didi to Gregorius was not in time. Freddie Freeman comes in to score. The score is 2-0, and Adam Duvall stands on first with a fielder's choice RBI here in the top of the first inning. Nice piece of hitting there by Duvall with his speed, hitting it to the right side. And the second baseman, Segura, having to lean to his right, was going to make it an impossible play to turn to, but he did get the play at second to keep a runner out of scoring position, bringing Eddie Rosario to the plate. And here is the first pitch. It is a knuckle curve on the outside part of the plate. It's 1-0. Atlanta Braves lead 2-0. Bottom of the first inning, Aaron Nola in some trouble here early. 22 pitches in, has given up 2 runs. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Steps off and fires it over to first to keep Duvall honest. And it'll be 1-0 once again. We will be back again tomorrow night, 7:20 first pitch. Ian Anderson on the mound versus Kyle Gibson. Here comes the 1-0 pitch and fastball at the knees. On the outside part of the plate, it is 1-1. Nola dialing that up a little bit, 94 on the black. His fastballs have been averaging about 92 to 93. So put a little more oomph in that one. And here comes the 1-1 pitch. Knuckle curve swung on and hit foul. It's 1-2. Eddie Rosario hitting 269 on the year, 6 home runs and a 577 slug since coming over from the American League. Since being in Atlanta, 258 with 13 home runs on the year altogether. We'll have an update in Toronto after this pitch. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And curveball banged into the dirt. It is quickly scooped up by Segura, and he fires over to first for the 3rd out of the inning. So that'll do it, but not before the Atlanta Braves score 2 runs. It's 2-0 Atlanta. We head to the top of the 2nd.
Max, a woman in my section wants to know if we do anything gluten-free. What do I tell her? Tell her she's not allergic to gluten. She's just masking an eating disorder.
Get your Sunday football morning started off right with the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Your Sunday morning kickoff show where we tackle your NFL lines out in the desert, a 61.2% win rate over the last 6 years. Against the spread, over, under, money line, you name it. And we dive into the world of fantasy football year-long and your DFS payouts. Your only true Southern football kickoff show that talks the spreads in Vegas, your DFS and fantasy, in your year-long quest to win that fantasy football championship. Only on the Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube channel. It's the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Sundays, all NFL season long.
Tom has been a teacher for over 40 years. One day, I think one of the students had asked the question and he didn't remember the answer. And I also noticed that he was letting his class out earlier than they were supposed to let out. I was really starting to worry.
Levi and I talked about how it would change our lives, but he was there beside me.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. Visit alz.org/ourstories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
This helpful instructional message from the National Association of People Who Have Trouble Walking and Chewing Gum at the same time. Step, chew, step, chew, step, chew, step, chew.
Welcome back here to Braves baseball. The Atlanta Braves lead it 2-0, and that'll bring us to the top of the 2nd inning with JT Realmuto diving into the plate. And the first pitch, a curveball missed at the knees. It's 1-0. JT hitting 268 on the year, 16 home runs, signed that big mega deal to stay in Philadelphia. I think they expected a little more pop out of his bat when they signed him to that deal. Here comes the 1-0 pitch, and it is a sinker on the outside part of the plate. It's 2-0. Pitch getting ready from Max Fried here. And the 2-0 pitch crossed up Darnold a little bit, but it is called a strike on the outer part of the plate. Fastball, and it's 2-1. This date in Major League Baseball history, Babe Ruth hit 54 home runs in 1920. Fastball fouled back, and it's 2-2. At the time, setting the record for home runs hit, previously 29 home runs. That was on this date in 1920. The Bambino. Here comes the 2-2 pitch as Fried gets the sign. Realmuto steps out for a second, so they get wait for JT to come back in. So here comes the 2-2 delivery, and Max Fried gets ready to rock back and fire, and fastball high and outside the zone, but swung on and missed. And it's one away here in the top of the second inning. Max just went up and challenged JT. Unbelievable gas on that. And I think JT was looking for something off speed, caught him flat footed. That's Fried's second strikeout of the night, and it will bring McCutchen up to the plate. McCutchen hitting 25 home runs, 76 RBIs, and here comes the first pitch. And it's quickly 0-1 on a swing and a miss fastball high in the zone. Here's the 0-1 pitch from McCutchen, and it is a slider low and inside. It's 1-1. Atlanta leading 2-0. If you're just joining us, scoring 2 in the top of the first. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. It's outside fastball and take us to 2-1 on the count. Fried looking for a shutdown inning after striking out Real Muto. Toronto leads the Yankees 3-0, top of 3. And the Boston Red Sox lead Baltimore 1-0. Here's the 2-1 pitch, and it is a slider for a strike. McCutchen did not offer at it, looking for something else. It'll be 2-2. As Andrew McCutchen gets set for the 2-2 pitch, and fastball inside just off the plate, and it's a full count, 3-2. Matt Vierling is on deck, right-handed slugger, first baseman. Here comes the payoff pitch, and fastball swung on at the letters and missed. Strikeout number 3 for Max Fried as he threw straight gas at the letters. It was too much for McCutchen. There are 2 away. That'll bring up Vierling, hitting .339 on the year. Only about 40 to 50 plate appearances. He's got 1 home run and 4 RBIs. First pitch fired across for a strike. Slider, and it's 0-1. If you missed it earlier today, Richard Sherman did sign with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for a 1-year deal. Second pitch fastball outside of the zone, and it's 1-1. 93-mile-an-hour fastball, just a little high and wide. And Fried's ready to deliver the 1-1 pitch, and fastball outside part of the plate, called strike, and it's 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Fried as Vierling digs in. A little bit of an open stance from a righty. You don't see that a lot. It's fastball, and it is shot into right field for a single. Solaire's in front of it, and he'll get it back into the infield quickly. Matt Vierling's on with 2 outs, 1 on, and the dangerous Didi Gregorius comes to the plate. Kind of fought it off and fisted it into right field. And Vierling has a big smile on his face as he's over there talking to Freddie about it. He leads off, and Fried looks back. Here comes the first pitch to Gregorius, and it is wide and outside the zone. Fastball, and it's 1-0. Welcome to Braves Baseball. Appreciate you tuning in. We'll be here again tomorrow night, hopefully for the division clinching win, as Atlanta's magic number is down to 3. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Fried. See, looks back Vierling, and the delivery It is a fastball ripped past Freddie into right field, and Vierling's going first to third, and the Phillies got something cooking. There's 2 on, 2 out. Runners on the corners, and that's going to bring up Ronaldo Torres as Didi Gregorius hit a sharp single right past Freddie's glove, diving. And with 2 on and 2 out, it'll be lefty versus righty. Ronald Torres, 246 on the year, 645 OPS, and 7 home runs. He's got a 355 slug. And first pitch is a curveball called for a ball. Might have clipped the zone, but it's 1-0. On deck would be the pitcher, Aaron Nolan. So you wonder how aggressive Max Fried will be in this at bat. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and it's a curveball outside the zone. It's 2-0. Fried nibbling a little bit. Maybe looking to set up Fried versus Nola here in the top of the second. Would they dare pinch hit for Nola? As he struggled there in the first inning. The Phillies are basically in a desperation must-win tonight to save their season. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Torres, and he dribbles it over to Ozzie. Ozzie fires it over to first, and he throws it wide, not even close to Freddie Freeman. It's an error. A run scores, and the Braves have allowed an error to cross the base paths, and it is 2-1 Philadelphia. He had plenty of time, turned, spun, and fired, and it wasn't even in the zip code. Terrible throw by Ozzie. He was off balance. He may or may not have gotten him. So the run may have scored anyways. But it will be an error on Ozzie, I would think. And yes, they are calling it an error. And that'll bring the pitcher, Aaron Nola, to the plate, hitting 149 with 4 RBIs, no home runs, at a 4.32 OPS. Max Fried digs in for the sign from Darnode. Here's the delivery, and slider into the zone, and it's 0-1. Aggressive base running by Torres as he dove into first base. I think Freddie thought that he was going to run through the bag, so he did not dive because it would have been a terrible collision. Here's a slider in the dirt, 86 miles an hour. It's going to get away from Darnode, and Torres is going to go all the way down to second base. So you'll have runners on second and third, 2 away. The pitcher's at the plate. It's a 1-1 count. But any kind of a bloop single would give the Phillies the lead. Time for Max Fried to batten down the hatches here and get out of this mess. Here's a 1-1 pitch, curveball way outside the zone. Why they're nibbling against Nola, it's 2-1. Max Fried already up to 36 pitches here. And it's time to get down to business on the 2-1 pitch. And it is a fastball chopped over to Freddie. Freddie grabs, he's going to toss it over to Max. Max is covering first. It's going to be an out. We're going to get out of this inning, but not before the Philadelphia Phillies cut the lead in half. It's 2-1 Atlanta. We head to the bottom of the second inning.
Make sure when your shift is over, you go home alive. Look at that. The Hendersons are getting a new fence.
Ah, who cares? They're swingers.
I want a new fence. That's it. We're never having sex again.
Need a home loan fast? At the American Bank of Los Santos, we'll help you get the debt you need to make life easier. We'll show you how to look richer and be poorer. You need to impress people fast, not in 20 years. It's only a risk if you get into money troubles or the economy changes. Call American Bank of Los Santos. Now that the kids have moved out and have drug problems of their own, maybe it's time to install a luxury marble wet bar so you can get drunk in private. American Bank of Los Santos. Why worry about tomorrow if you look inadequate today?
To protect her home and family in a disaster, Karen was willing to wade through water, mud, and insurance paperwork.
Yeah, I can do this.
You go, Karen! By simply understanding and updating what her insurance covers and doesn't cover now, she'll be better prepared no matter when disaster strikes. Learn other simple ways to protect your home and family before a natural disaster at ready.gov. That's ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
Lose some weight.
Oh, come on, quickly. Will you don't give me that?
Look at me, 92. And I still enjoy swimming and golfing, and biking, all sports.
Whoopee.
That too.
Come on, after all at your age, must be down to a handshake, huh?
Yep, before and after.
I'm Amy Lawrence, and I'm up late, always, after hours, hanging out with you on CBS Sports Radio. Check it out, 2 a.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. Pacific.
Welcome back here to Braves baseball. Atlanta leads 2-1 heading to the bottom of the second inning. And Atlanta gives up a run off of an error by Ozzie Albies. But to tell you the truth, I don't know if that throw was going to catch Torres. It would have been really bang, bang, as Torres has a lot of speed. He was busting it down the line, and Ozzie had to go deep into the hole. But regardless, it's 2-1 Atlanta. As Atlanta scored 2 in the bottom of the first as we get underway here. And that's going to bring Aaron Nola is back on the mound. And Aaron Nola struggled in the first inning. A lot of pitches there in the first inning as we get set for the beginning of the bottom of the second. And real quick on the scoreboard, Toronto leads the Yankees 4-0, and the Boston Red Sox lead Baltimore 1-0. Both those games are early on, third and fourth inning, respectively. This is going to bring Travis d'Arnaud to the plate. And d'Arnaud hitting 226, 7 home runs, a 688 OPS, digs in righty versus righty. It's a little bit of a delay by Nola getting ready for the top of the third inning. Looks like he might be ready, adjusting his hat and his glove and everything else in between. And here we go. Bottom of the second, Braves lead it 2-1. Nola, 25 pitches in the first inning. Here's his first of the second, and fastball fouled back 93 miles an hour, and it's 0-1. Atlanta trying to get something going here. It'll be d'Arnaud, Swanson, and then the pitcher spot, Max Fried, up to bat. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and it is a cutter swung on and missed, and it's 0-2. Atlanta trying to get that W against Philadelphia. Fastball on the outside part of the plate. It's now 1-2. Just missed outside. As the Braves lead the Phillies by 3.5 games. Here's the 1-2 pitch. There's a fastball swatted to right field and sliding catch by Bryce Harper just before the foul territory line. We'll get the out to Harper. Very good defensive play. Almost fell. I believe that if that falls, d'Arnaud could have been standing on second base from the angle that Harper took it, but he did get it, so it's one away. Dansby Swanson digs in against Aaron Nola. Dansby Swanson hitting .245 on the year, 27 home runs. Here's the delivery, and it's a knuckle curve across for a called strike. It's 0-1. If you missed the news, the San Francisco Giants first baseman Brandon Belt went on the 10-day IL today. Here comes the 0-1 pitch, fastball inside. It's 1-1. It's a broken thumb injury that took place on Sunday's game. They were waiting till first pitch last night to see what the prognosis was going to be. And it looks like he's going to go to the 10-day IL. It could be longer. Here comes the 1-1 delivery, and it is changeup banged inside, but foul inside the third base line, outside the third base line, excuse me. And it's 1-2 to Dansby Swanson with Max Fried on deck. Nola trying to get settled down. The 25 pitch, 2-run first inning. Here comes the 1-2 pitch, and it is a fastball hit high, hit deep, up off the right field wall, and Dansby Swanson's going to be safe at second base as Bryce Harper got the ball back into play very quickly, gunned it over to second, but Dansby Swanson, hustling all the way, is in for a one-out double. Beautiful piece of hitting by Dansby. Z took that fastball right where it came from and went with it, shot it into the gap. Great play by Harper out there in right field. If he doesn't play that carom perfectly, Dansby could be standing on third. That's going to bring Max Fried, a decent hitting left-handed pitcher. Of course, he's got tremendous speed as well. So here comes the first pitch to to Fried, and it's 1-0 outside fastball. Swanson gets a good lead off of second base. Max Fried's hitting .283 on the season, 5 RBIs. Remember, he had the game-winning come from behind victory RBI in that bottom of the ninth comeback earlier this summer that we all remember. Here comes the second pitch, and it is shot over to the second base side as Max Fried hammers it. It's a changeup, but it's right to Segura. So Segura's going to scoop it up, throw it to first, and there are now 2 away. But Dansby moves from second to third, so a few ways he could score. The Braves lead 2-1. There's 2 away, and the top of the order comes up, Jorge Soler. This may take the knuckle curve out of the play for Nola, at least the low one. He doesn't want to go too low. As we wait the first pitch, and Soler digs in, and it's swung on and missed. And it was a knuckle curve, a little high, but a little wide, and it's 0-1. Any kind of a wild pitch or balk or error would score. Swanson along with the single. Remember, Soler had the only 2 RBIs last night in the win. Here comes the 0-1 pitch, and it's a fastball inside, and it's 1-1. Freddie Freeman stands on deck. You know Nola doesn't want to face him. So if you're Soler, you would think you're going to get a pretty good pitch to hit. It's the 1-1 pitch. As JT sets up outside, and it is a fastball called for a ball, 96 miles an hour. Looked like it could have been a strike. Nola shakes his head, but Atlanta will take it, and it's 2-1. Nolan now up to 38 pitches. Here comes the 39th, and it is a curveball low and away, and it is now 3-1. For Freddie on deck. You got to figure Soler is going to look dead red, and if he doesn't get it, he'll let it go by. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. Dansby leading off third base, inching closer to home. Braves lead it 2-1, and it's a changeup low, not even close, and we'll get a walk here. So that'll put runners on the corners. There's 2 away. Freddie Freeman is up to bat. Righty versus lefty, the matchup you want if you're Atlanta. Freddie Freeman is 1 for 1 on the night, scored a run in the bottom of the first inning. Brought his average up to 302 on the year. And here comes the first pitch as Nola gets the signal from JT, sets up outside, rocks and throws it, and fastball by Freddie, swing and a miss, and it's 0-1. Nola's starting to get loose, has that fastball a little faster than it was in the first inning. That one was 96 miles an hour at the knees on the outside part of the corner. So swing or not swing, that would have been a strike. And here comes the 0-1 pitch to Freddie, and it's inside 95 miles an hour. It's 1-1. You're listening to Braves Baseball. We appreciate you joining us tonight. We'll be back tomorrow night, 7:20 first pitch, as Atlanta concludes this 3-game series with Philadelphia. And here comes the 1-1 pitch from Nola as Freddie gets ready. And it is a fastball fouled back up against the screen. And it's 95 miles an hour, but it's just a loud second strike. The 1-2 count as Freddie digs in, getting ready for Nola, who has put runners on the corners, has not given a run up in this inning, scores 2-1 Atlanta. And here comes the 1-2 pitch, and it is low and inside. It's ball 2. Looked like he missed with the changeup at the shoe tops. Two pitch to Freddie as Nola digs in. He looks back over at first as he tries to get out of this jam. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. JT set up inside, and it is swung on and missed. Knuckle curve, strike 3. Atlanta doesn't score. The score remains 2-1. Braves as we head to the top of the third.
You just robbed a house. You have all this great stuff that now belongs to you, but you got this annoying pang of guilt nagging at you. Well, worry no more, because your friends at Cell Block Greeting Cards have the answer for you. Introducing our new line of petty crime thank you cards. Before you smash and grab one of our cards and leave it behind on your next heist. Choose from any of these fine heartfelt cards like
thank you for the plasma TV,
or
thanks for the PlayStation, alcohol, and penny jar,
and
don't use your toothbrush,
or limited time introducing
I'm still in the house,
and many more sentimental petty crime thank you cards. Available at any back alley, shadowy parking lot, or
armchair.
Saturday mornings, 8:30 Eastern. Dixie Football Nation is back and better than ever. We got Tony Agolini, Matt Carr, Tones Areola, Bobby and Angelo, along with Mac McGee this fall. Dixie Football Nation heads to the gridiron, talking ACC, SEC, the Big Ten, and all the big games throughout the college football land. That's Dixie Football Nation, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, Saturday mornings on the Armchair Quarterback Show's YouTube channel, going live, or catch the instant replay. Welcome back here to Braves baseball. The Atlanta Braves lead 2-1, top of the third inning. These two teams on this date in history kind of have something in common here, as 93 miles an hour at the knees fired over for a called first strike. It's 0-1. In 1914, the Boston Braves won and clinched the NL pennant in 1914 on this date. And a year later, here's the 0-1 pitch, and it is swung on and hit over to short. Dansby's got it, fires it over to first, and there's one away. On this date in 1915, exactly 1 year later, the Philadelphia Phillies clinched their very first pennant. Both of those feats well over 100 years ago. Now here they are battling for the National League East. As the Braves lead at 2-1, Jean Segura digs in with one away, and it is a curveball at the knees that is swung on and hit foul. It's 0-1. Atlanta, 0-1 pitch from Fried, and even lower curveball, banged foul, and it's 0-2. Atlanta leading the Phillies by 3.5 games in the NL East with just 5 to play. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and fastball hit high and out of play into the right field stands, and it is 0-2. Max Fried working much quicker this inning, gets the ball back, new ball, and he gets the call from Darnold, and here he comes with a fastball hammered in on the fist. It is grabbed by Dansby Swanson, crossover, guns it over to first base, and there are 2 away as he gets Segura charging down the line by about a step. Great play by Dansby Swanson. The ball was hit, didn't have a lot of mustard on, so he had to charge it, and it took kind of a funny hop and kind of crossed Dansby up, so he had to go across his body and fire it over to first in one motion. That'll bring Bryce Harper up to the plate, the dangerous Bryce Harper with 34 home runs on the year. He's batting 13 for 61 this year against the Braves. C digs in. Here's the first pitch to Bryce Harper, and it's a fastball at the letters, high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. This is also the 67th anniversary of the famous Willie Mays over-the-shoulder catch off of Vic Wirt's 460-foot drive. Here's a fastball on the outside part of the plate. It is now 2-0 to Bryce Harper. Everybody has seen that video a million times. We're in game 1 of the World Series. Willie Mays makes an unbelievable catch over his shoulder, fired it back into the infield. Here comes the 2-0 pitch, and fastball at the knees. It's banged foul, and it's 2-1. What made that play stand out in so many's mind, it wasn't just a great play, it was also the very infancy of television. So you had a national broadcast to boot during that World Series game. Here comes the 2-1 delivery, and it is a slider hammered foul once again, and we are back to 2-2. Freed tries to get out of this third inning unscathed. It's been 2 up, 2 down so far. Bryce Harper digs in, and here comes the 2-2 pitch from Matt Max Fried, and it is a fastball high and inside. Darnold had to leap to catch it, and it's 3-2. Looked like it might have crossed Darnold up a little bit. He was setting up on the outside. The fastball came on the inside. It's a great catch by Darnold. With no runners on, not as important as some, but here comes the 3-2 pitch, and it is a curveball swung on and missed, strike three. Bryce Harper is down on strikes, and the Atlanta Braves head to the bottom of the third, leading 2-1. Get your Sunday football morning started off right with the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Your Sunday morning kickoff show where we tackle your NFL lines out in the desert, a 61.2% win rate over the last 6 years. Against the spread, over, under, money line, you name it. And we dive into the world of fantasy football year-long and your DFS payouts. Your only true Southern football kickoff show that talks the spreads in Vegas, your DFS and fantasy, in your year-long quest to win that fantasy football championship. Only on the Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube channel. It's the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Sundays, all NFL season long.
It all starts with just one thing. When recycling, rinse out jars and cans, and avoid recycling wax paper or paper soiled with food. This will reduce recycling contamination. Find tips and more at onethingus.com. What's your one thing?
Slide here is your ex, but if that's the call, Mike, Will, and Sam all have to know they're shifting. Open palms to post, thumbs ups across her, thumbs downs and out. Trevor, why don't you get up here and draw that for us?
Playing in the NFL is hard, but playing
Armchair
fantasy football is easy.
Fantasy football time. It's fantasy football time.
Welcome back here to Braves baseball. As the Atlanta Braves lead 2-1, we're going to lead off the bottom of the third with Ozzie Albies. He swings at the first pitch, knuckle curve at the ankles, and it's 0-1. Ozzie lined out in the first inning. He's 0 for 1. And he'll be facing the shift. Here's a fastball high and outside. It is 1-1. Aaron Nola struggled in the first inning, might have settled down, but he's at 47 pitches to begin this inning as we keep an eye on that. Here's the 1-1 pitch. JT sets it inside, and Ozzie hits it high, hits it deep down the right field line. Just foul. Cleared the fence by 6 or 7 rows easily. He hits it foul. It probably went foul, maybe 10 feet foul down the line. If that, maybe closer to 5 feet down the line. So close to a solo shot, and we'll set this back up at a 1-2 pitch for Ozzie Albies, who almost got Atlanta back on the board again. They lead 2-1, bottom of the third inning. And here comes the 2-1 pitch, fastball high, 95 miles an hour up around the chest area, and it's 2-2. Georgia Bulldog fans, looks like quarterback JT Daniels with his lat injury is expected to play against Arkansas. Here comes the 2-2 pitch to Ozzie, and he shoots it the other way, beats the shift into left field, and Ozzie Albies is aboard with a leadoff single to begin the bottom of the third inning. sat back and waited on that knuckle curve. It got just enough of the plate for Ozzie to be able to shoot it to the third base side. And with that shift, the third baseman was not standing there, and it was an easy single. Like to see more of that. As we look around the league, Boston leads Baltimore 1-0 in the bottom of the fifth inning. Important game for the AL wild card. The throwback is over to first, is trying to catch Ozzie leaning. And in Toronto, the Yankees trailed the Blue Jays 5-0, top of the fifth. Ozzie's looks like he's trying to get a little better lead off as it's Riley up to the plate. We wait for the first pitch, and once again throws back over to Albies, trying to keep him honest. And Austin Riley 1 for 1 with an RBI single in the first. It was a blooper over veering the first baseman's head. Here comes the first pitch. It's a knuckle curve way in the dirt and swung on and missed, and it's 0-1. Here comes the 0-1 pitches. Nolan stares into JT, looks back over at Ozzie. He definitely has his attention. He's going to throw back over to first base, and Ozzie's easily in there. And a little bit of a cat and mouse game going on between Ozzie and Nola. Braves fans, this is a historic date in Braves baseball. We'll get to that here in a little bit. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And Ozzie's going to run. He's gone, but the ball's going to be foul. Ozzie probably would have had that stolen easily. It's a fastball inside, and Austin Riley banged it foul. Probably should have let the pitch go, and it's going to be 0-2. Might have had the hit and run on. So it's not necessarily a Braves historic day. It involves the Phillies and a guy that became one of the all-time Atlanta Braves greats. Here comes the 0-2 pitch, knuckle curve way outside the zone, and it's 1-2. On this date in 1986, Greg Maddux of the Cubs beats his brother, Mike Maddux, both of them rookies, as the Cubs beat the Phillies, the first time ever that two brothers who were rookies faced each other. Here's the throw back over to first base. Ozzie definitely has Nola's attention. It won't show up in the stat sheet on pitches thrown, but that's got to be wearing Nola out. 1-2 count, and another knuckle curve in the dirt, and Austin Riley offers at it, and he doesn't even argue as he is rung up, and there's one away. Bottom of the third inning. That knuckle curve was not even in the same area code as Truist Park as Riley swung at it. He's had a hard time picking that up tonight. There's one away as that'll bring up Adam Duvall to the plate. That's Aaron Nola's second strikeout on the night. 54 pitches in, Duvall sets up, and time is called. So everyone will step out of the box and off the rubber, and we'll do it again here in a second. Atlanta leading 2-1, bottom of the third, and it is a fastball hit high, but not very deep, to Adam Duvall, shallow center field. Herrera's underneath it for an easy out, number 2. I think he got the pitch that he wanted. I think he just missed it, as Adam Duvall looks very frustrated heading back to the dugout. Duvall swinging on a first pitch sinker that hung up in the zone. He just missed it and popped it up. That'll bring Eddie Rosario to the plate, who's 0 for 1. The ground out in the first inning. Atlanta leads at 2-1 with Ozzie Albies on first base, excuse me. He's been dancing back and forth, threatening to steal second. Would have had second stolen early in the Austin Riley at bat. The pitch was fouled off. Another throw over to first as Rosario gets ready for the first pitch. And Nola gets the sign. Here's the delivery. Ozzie stays, and it is a changeup hammered foul down the right field line, and it's 0-1. Ozzie Albies talking to Eric Young there over on the first base coach, just off of first base. So he could be going, set himself up in scoring position. If he's out, it would lead Rosario off in the fourth inning. Another throw back over to first base, and Ozzie's back in there easily. 0-1 count on Rosario. Nola's at 56 pitches, but he's easily thrown over first 10 times tonight. And Ozzie digs it. Eddie digs in, and fastball fired back at the screen, and it's 0-2. Ozzie continues to lead off and dance back and forth, but has yet to go since the attempt when O'Reilly was at bat. Aaron Nola's got an 0-2 count on Rosario. Looks back over to first again. Ozzie's lead not quite as big, but he does inch a little closer to second. Here comes the delivery, and change up low and outside the zone. It's 1-2. Rosario looking to get something going here. Obviously, if he can get one in the gap, Ozzie would score with ease with his speed. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Nope. Is he going to throw back over to first again? Another pickoff attempt. The crowd's getting restless. Several pickoff attempts here by Nola. Is very concerned with Ozzie. Normally you see a pitcher lay one in there when he's distracted like that, but not the case so far for Nola. Here comes the 1-2 pitch, and it is hammered down the right field line. It's going to rattle around. Ozzie's on his horse. He's going. He's flying. He's around third, and he's going to cruise on home as Eddie Rosario takes advantage of Aaron Nola's changeup that got hung up in the zone. He hammers it down the line. The Braves lead it 3-1. Rosario standing on second with a 2-out double. And just as I said it, looked like that might have been the knuckle curve, but it looked like he got it hung up a little bit. And you wonder if Ozzie Albies dancing back and forth caused that run, not focusing. When Bryce Harper got the ball down at the warning track as it caromed off the wall and went to throw it back, it looked like his right leg, his plant legs slipped. So he didn't get a lot of mustard throwing it back into the infield. And Atlanta leads at 3-1 with Travis d'Arnaud up to the plate and a runner on scoring position. First pitch is a fastball inside, and it's 1-0. As much as that's worn out Nola, that's got to put a beating on Ozzie as well, diving back and forth to first base, but it was worth the run. And here comes the 1-0 pitch. and it is a sinker on the outside part of the plate. Called for a strike. It's a 50-50 one, and it's 1-1. Travis d'Arnaud lined out in the second inning, see if he can get something into the outfield here to get Rosario home. And here's the third pitch of the at bat. JT sets up inside. It is dribbled down to the third baseman. Reyes has the ball. He fires it over third, and he gets him with ease, and that'll end the inning, but not before. Ozzie Albies scores on a 2-out double. The Braves lead at 3-1. We head to the top of the fourth. You're listening to Braves Baseball. ACC football covered like no other here on the Armchair Quarterback.
Reggie Gillespie dives into the end zone. The winning points for North Carolina State. And the teams come together in the end zone, pushing, shoving between the pack and the heels as Gillespie has scored the winning points, his 5th rushing TD. But these teams need to be separated. The emotion boils over on the last play of the game as Gillespie goes to the end zone. And it's a sea of Carolina blue and State red.
And Carruthers gets into it, and they've doused him, and now we've got a big brawl out on the field, marring what would have been the 200th victory for Bobby Bowden. Look at this. That's an ugly mess down there. This is ugly. Starting to get it cleared up down there, although there's still some bodies flying around.
ACC football, backyard brawls all year long.
I'm up. Biggest pick of the draft. 5th pick, 6th round. TJ Hoshimazode. Yes. Lock it up.
Who?
What? TJ, how's the vanilla? All right. TJ, who's your mama?
Fantasy Rule 17. Know how to pronounce your draft picks.
You mean TJ Hushmanzada from the Bengals?
Put him on the board. Hoshimazode. Got it. Championship.
Sign up for the free Armchair Quarterbacks Fantasy Football League today. Weekly prizes and grand prizes to the league champions. All you got to do is shoot us an email, armchairquarterbacks@yahoo.com. We'll send you an invite. Contact us today because seats are filling up. That's armchairquarterbacks@yahoo.com. Put fantasy football in the subject line.
Fantasy football time. It's fantasy football time.
Welcome back here to Braves Baseball. Atlanta leads. If you're just joining us, 3-1, pull up a chair, get you a cold one as Atlanta adds another run. It'll be the first pitch from Max Fried to start off the top of the 4th inning, and it is a fastball on the outside part of the plate just off the zone, and it's 1-0 to JT Realmuto, who's 0 for 1. JT digs in. Here comes Max Fried with the delivery. And slider across the belt, and it's 1-1. JT batting .267 on the year. Here comes the 1-1 pitch, and it's a slider inside, 2-1. The Yankees have scored 2 in the 5th. It's 4-2 Toronto. And Boston leads now 3-0 in the 6th against Baltimore. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. And fastball hit high and hard, but not very far, as Duvall, playing center field, is under it and standing on the 44. He'll make the catch for the first out here in the 4th inning. It's going to bring Andrew McCutchen to the plate, 0 for 1, but 25 home runs on the year. As McCutchen sets up, see the news where the NBA says that they are not going to pay players who are not vaccinated and have to miss time. Here comes the first pitch, and it is way just outside. No, they're going to call it a strike. It's a first strike, and we'll take it. McCutchen's shaking his head, kind of a wide strike, but we'll take it. And here comes the second pitch on the way. Missed low and inside, and it's 1-1. Here comes the 1-1 pitch from Freed. And he fires it and just misses it, and it's going to be 2-1. Looked like it was the slider once again. Here comes the 2-1 pitch, and in the dirt, skipped. Change up, and it's 3-1. Freed looks frustrated with himself as he gathers himself, walks back onto the rubber, and he's quickly back at it. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. And it is hit foul. And that'll be, should be 3-2. Slider, curve, slider, changeup, sinker from Max so far. As we get set for the payoff pitch. And delivery's on the way. Slider roasted over to third base, but Austin Riley's on it, jumps up, scoops it, and guns down Andrew McCutcheon by about 2 strides easily for the second out of the inning. Great play by Austin Riley as that ball was scorched. Riley had to go to his knees and came up firing. Austin Riley quickly becoming one of the best third basemen in baseball. Gets a bit of a bad rap with some of the errors that he contracts, but a lot of that is due to the shifts that where he's asked to play all over the infield. At third base, he's been outstanding this year. That'll bring up Vierling. The first pitch is a called strike, 4-seam fastball at the knees, and we're ready for the 0-1 pitch. And it's a curveball, sliding, diving catch by Dansby Swanson. He pops up with the smile. That's out number 3, and we're heading to the bottom of the 4th. Your Atlanta Braves 3, Philadelphia 1. We'll be back in just a flash. Armchair Quarterbacks Radio covers the whole SEC the whole season long.
Dobbs heaves it. They're bunched up in the end zone. It's tipped up. It's caught. It is caught. Jawan Jennings.
Just the start of things. First quarter at the Gator Bowl in Jacksonville. And Walker digs to the right. Gets outside. The 35. Look out. He's past midfield and he's got a blocker. Cuts to the inside. Herschel Walker. There he goes again.
Straight up the middle. Touchdown. Delayed reaction, but Tebow got in. Oh, jump pass. How about that? It's like 1955. Holy cow. Are you kidding me?
Armchair.
SEC! SEC!
Saturday mornings, 8:30 Eastern. Dixie Football Nation is back and better than ever. We've got Tony Agolini, Matt Carr, Tones Areola, Bobby and Angelo, along with Mac McGee this fall. Dixie Football Nation heads to the gridiron, talking ACC, SEC, the Big Ten, and all the big games throughout the college football land. That's Dixie Football Nation, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, Saturday mornings on the Armchair Quarterback Show's YouTube channel, going live. Or catch the instant replay.
Can I tell you one thing? That's 3 holding penalties on one football team in a quarter and a half. That ain't funny.
Welcome back here to Braves baseball. The Atlanta Braves lead 3-1, and we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. And Dansby Swanson will stand in to lead off And the first pitch is fired across in the zone, 91 miles an hour, and it's 0-1. Dansby hit a double in the second inning. Here comes the 0-1 pitch to Dansby. And fastball inside, 92 miles an hour. It's 0-2. Atlanta leads 3-1. Magic number is 3. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Nola, and it is hung a little bit, and Dansby goes down and gets it, rifles it into left field for a leadoff single, and Dansby's on board with nobody out as we begin the bottom of the fourth. Dansby just went down and got that knuckle curve that kind of hung up just a little bit, and he was able to pull it into left field. Not a lot of mustard on it, but enough to get it over the infield's head. And that'll bring Max Fried up, and he sets up for a bunt, and he is going to get it down. JT thinks about firing it down to second, thinks better of it, and gets Max Fried at first. So the bunt is successful. You'll have Dansby over to second base. There's one out, and that'll bring the top of the order up. Real Muto was on it very quickly. I thought he was going to try to gun Dansby down, but Dansby really does have a lot of speed. And had he done that, I don't think they would have had enough time to get Max Fried down at first. So JT trying to stay out of the big inning. You can tell by the look on his face, he's double thinking about whether or not he should have thrown down there or not. But regardless, it's going to be 3-1. The score is 3-1. Jorge Soler digs in with 1-0 count. Top of the second. The first pitch was high and inside, almost hit Soler as he had to back up off the plate. Don't think there was any intent there, just got away from him. Last thing you want to do is put another runner on with Freddie Freeman coming up to the plate. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Soler, and it is a fastball outside the zone. It is now 2-0. Atlanta's got something going here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Already leading 3-1. Nola's at 68 pitches here in the fourth. He's laboring through this start. Wonder how much he's got in him. Here comes the 2-0 pitch, and it's outside sinker, 3-0, 94 miles an hour. So you're going to have a 3-0 pitch with one away. Dansby on second, and Freddie Freeman standing at the on-deck circle with Ozzie Albies in the hole. Perfect situation for Atlanta to get something going here. Maybe put some room in between them and Philly. Here's the 3-0 pitch, and it is low and outside the zone. Ball number 4. Runners on first and second. Soler at first. Dansby at second. Nola up to 70 pitches. You can see the Phillies coaches in the dugout talking amongst themselves, probably trying to figure out how much more they can go with him, as that'll bring Freddie Freeman to the plate. And it doesn't look like Girardi's going to come out and make a change. So it looks like they're going to leave Nola in there. For folks who haven't followed it, the Phillies bullpen has not been very strong here in 2021 is the most polite way to say that. Here's a 0-1 pitch to start it off. It was a changeup at the knees. So Girardi's trying to get as much as he can out of his starting pitcher, so he doesn't have to go to the bullpen this early in a must-win situation for the Phillies. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and a fastball swung on high and missed, and it's 0-2. Though tempting, I can't imagine that Girardi wants to make this move quite yet. There is action in the Phillies bullpen. Here comes the 0-2 pitch to Freddie, and it is a fastball fouled back out of the zone. And we'll start it again at 0-2. Freddie Freeman 1 for 2 on the night. You're listening to Braves Baseball. Thank you for stopping in and tuning in. Please like and subscribe and pull up an armchair, as we're just here in the 4th inning. Atlanta trying to win this NL East for the 4th year in a row. Magic number down to 3. They could get it down to 1 by night's end. Here comes the 0-2 pitch to Freddie, and it is swung on and missed. Fastball, strike number 3. Freddie looked like he might have been looking for something a little softer, and big strikeout for Aaron Nola in a big situation. Outside part of the plate, just blew it right past Freddie. And that'll bring up Ozzie Albies, who is 1 for 2, scored last time up on a double. But remember, he came just a few feet away from hitting a solo shot that went foul down the right field line. Aaron Nola steps off the rubber. So Ozzie comes out of the box, and we'll get this started back up once again. Nola about to throw his 75th pitch on the night here just in the 4th inning. As the Braves lead it 3-1, and now Ozzie steps out of the box. A little bit of gamemanship going on between the both of them as we get ready for the first pitch of this at bat. Ozzie digs in, open left-handed stance, and here's the delivery from Nola, and it is a fastball swung on and missed, and it's 0-1. Low and out of the zone. Ozzie swung right over it, looking for something he can lift. There's 2 outs. Runner on second is Dansby Swanson. Runner on first is Jorge Soler. Here's a pitch, and it is a fastball swung up out of the zone, and it is a high pop fly, and it'll be back over the first base side. The second baseman, Segura's got it, and that's out number 3. We head to the top of the 5th inning. Atlanta 3, Philadelphia 1.
God would never let me be successful. He'll kill me first. He'll never let me be happy.
I thought you didn't believe in God.
I do for the bad things.
Armchair Quarterback Radio, your home for the SEC.
Back 3rd down on the 8. In trouble. Got a block behind him. Gonna throw and a run, complete to the 25, to the 30. Lindsey's got 35, 41. Lindsey, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Lindsey stop. Lindsey stop. Lindsey stop.
Second down from the 3. Comes the blitz, quick flip, caught. Did he hold it long enough? The official says yes. Oh boy, is that going to be controversial. Gaffney, the freshman. My goodness.
If he had it, he didn't have it very long, that's for sure.
And this one's in the history books. And inexplicably, the Florida Gators go 91 yards to come from behind and edge the Tennessee Volunteers in an ending that will be talked about for years.
Armchair.
1-1 pitch. A long drive to right. Ramirez turns to the track. She's gone. Day of justice. All is forgiven in Atlanta. But it's okay to talk the talk if you can walk the walk.
Every morning, the Armchair Quarterbacks will be headed to Braves country. Along with the big headlines of the day, the Armchair Quarterbacks will be leading off with the Atlanta Braves. That's Braves country, weekdays on the Armchair Quarterbacks.
Baerga is 0 for 3. Left center field. Grissom on the run. The team of the 90s holds its world championship.
Welcome back here to Braves baseball. First pitch by Fried is a called first strike as Didi Gregorius gets settled in here. He had a single in the second inning. He's 1 for 1. Here comes the 0-1 pitch by Fried, and it is bounced into the dirt over to the right side of the infield. Ozzy's got it. He flips it over to first, and Freddie Freeman's got it. There's one away. Max Fried, 4 strikeouts on the night so far. He's going to face Ronald Torres. And after Torres, it'll be the pitcher spot Nola. You would think after he has struggled the last couple of innings, Nola may be coming out of the game, but no sign yet. They may be seeing how this plays out. If Torres gets on, they may send Nola up there to bunt. We'll see how it plays out. And there's a curveball in the dirt, and it's 1-0. Ronald Torres, 1 for 1. As they did give him credit for a single. It was a single and an error from Ozzy's throw that allowed the runner to go from second to third. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and it is a curveball inside, and it is 2-0. Torres was credited with an RBI on that play. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. Fastball hit high and out of play, just out of Freddie Freeman's reach on the right field side of the first base territory, and just into, looks like it just reached the seats, and it'll be 2-1 to Ronald Torres, who's hitting 248, 650 OPS, 7 home runs, righty versus lefty. And here's the 2-1 pitch. Fastball fired over to shortstop. Dansby's on it, and he guns down Torres quickly. There are 2 away. That'll bring up the pitcher spot. We'll see what Philadelphia decides to do here. They are going to let Aaron Nola come to the plate. A bit surprising here in the 5th inning, down 2 runs and in a must-win situation. If Philadelphia were to lose tonight, Atlanta Braves' magic number would be down to just 1. So Nola steps in, and it's a fastball on the inside part of the plate, and it's 0-1. You do wonder what Girardi's thinking is on this. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and it is a curveball across for a strike, called at the knees, and 0-2. Not that they have anything cooking with 2 away and nobody on, but Nola has struggled a bit, and here comes the 0-2 pitch. It's in the dirt, and Nola does not offer at it, and it's 1-2. Nola, 146 hitter. So you get you caught up around the league in games that matter. Here's a fastball fired foul by Nolan. We'll do it again at 1-2. Boston Red Sox lead 3-0 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Eovaldi's on the mound tonight. Yankees and Toronto Blue Jays, it's 5-3, bottom of the 6th. And here's fastball fouled back to the screen by Nola. Stays alive at 1-2. Milwaukee leads St. Louis 1-0, but St. Louis has clinched the wild card. Milwaukee has clinched the division. Tampa Bay leads Houston 3-0. The Astros magic numbers down to 1. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and it is a slider swung on and missed, offered by Nola, and that is out number 3. 5th strikeout for Max Fried. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Atlanta 3, Philadelphia 1.
God would never let me be successful. He'll kill me first. He'll never
You
let me
better
be.
get that checked out.
Better get that checked out?
I would.
What kind of a therapist are you? I'm telling you, I'm scared that something terrible is going to happen to me right away. You start looking for tumors?
I'm trying to help you.
I bet you're rooting for a tumor.
I think you better go.
Oh, I'm going, baby. I'm going.
It's important to remember the value of taking time for ourselves to do the things that help us grow and explore, like learning something new. And now with the Great Courses Plus, it's never been easier to experience the joys of learning. The Great Courses Plus offers thousands of streaming videos that cover hundreds of fascinating topics, from World War II to choosing the perfect wine. You can even take a course on the U.S. government or dealing with stress and anxiety. And because the Great Courses Plus partners with world-class professors and experts, you're always receiving thoroughly vetted, high-quality content from every lecture. Plus, you can watch or listen anytime, anywhere with the Great Courses Plus app. So take a little time for you. Sign up for the Great Courses Plus today for a free month of unlimited access. Visit thegreatcoursesplus.com/radio to get started. That's thegreatcoursesplus.com/radio.
I'm up. Biggest pick of the draft. 5th pick, 6th round. TJ Houshmandzadeh. Yes, lock it up.
Who?
What? TJ, how's vanilla? All right. TJ, who's your mama?
Fantasy Rule 17. Know how to pronounce your draft picks.
You mean TJ Houshmandzadeh from the Bengals?
Put him on the board. Houshmandzadeh. Got it. Championship.
Fantasy football time. It's fantasy football time.
Welcome back to Braves baseball. The Atlanta Braves lead 3-1 over the Philadelphia Phillies. The fight for the National League East. And Atlanta looking to add to this 3-1 lead as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Max Fried has been very good tonight. 5 innings pitched, 5 strikeouts. Just 1 run allowed. And Aaron Nola appears that he's coming back out for the 5th inning. He's done yeoman's work. He's given up 3 runs, but it could be a lot worse. Girardi's trying to get as much as he can out of the right-hander. It's going to bring Austin Riley to the plate. He elected not to pinch hit for Aaron Nola in the top of the 5th inning. We'll see if that pays off for him, if he can get another inning out of Nola. And Riley comes up, batting .301 on the year, 32 home runs. And we begin the bottom of the 5th. And here comes the first pitch from Nola. And the first pitch is called for a strike. It's 0-1. Here comes the 0-1 pitch, and it is a fastball roasted into the center field. But right there on his horse is Herrera, and it's quickly 1 away. Riley looked like that he had really grooved that one, but the defense had him played perfectly. That'll bring Adam Duvall to the plate, who just missed one his last time up, popping out to Herrera as well. Adam Duvall digs in as Nola gets The sign from JT, and JT sets up on the outside, and he misses with a slurve, and it is 1-0 to Duvall. Here comes the 1-0 pitch, and fastball in on the hands. Duvall fouls it back, and it's 1-1. 58 years ago on this date, the great Stan the Man Musial would play his final game, retiring with 3,630 hits. The Atlanta Braves lead here 3-1. Here comes the 1-1 pitch, another fastball on the hands, and Duvall pops it up again. And there's quickly 2 away as Torres gets underneath it. It's a huge major league pop fly in the infield. So quickly 2 away, and Nola coming back out, paying dividends to his skipper, who did not lift him in the top of the 5th, and that's going to bring Eddie Rosario to the plate. Eddie Rosario 1 for 2 with an RBI double in the 3rd inning. Here comes the first pitch from Nolan. He rocks and fires fastball inside, and it's 1-0. Thank you for joining us tonight here on Braves Baseball. Braves lead it 3-1. Here comes the 1-0 pitch, and fastball swung on and missed at the letters. It's 1-1. It's 2 away here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The Braves lead it 3-1. The Phillies will have the top of the order due up. Fastball hit over to the right-hand side, and first baseman scoops it, tosses it over to Nola. Nola steps on the bag, and that'll do it for bottom of the 5th. We head to 6. Braves lead it 3-1.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by The Best Things in Life, which are still free with minimum purchase at participating dealers.
Get your Sunday football morning started off right with the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Your Sunday morning kickoff show where we tackle your NFL lines out in the desert, a 61.2% win rate over the last 6 years. Against the spread, over, under, money line, you name it. And we dive into the world of fantasy football year long and your DFS payouts. The only true Southern football kickoff show that talks the spreads in Vegas, your DFS and fantasy, in your year-long quest to win that fantasy football championship. Only on the Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube channel. It's the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Sundays, all NFL season long.
It all starts with just one thing. Glass jars can be reused to store food and spices, as a holder for combs and brushes in the bathroom, or as a container for plants and homemade candles, in addition to simply being recycled. Find tips and more at onethingus.com.
Let me tell you something. If the U.S. government decides to stick a tracking device up your ass, you say thank you and God bless America.
Hi, this is Britney Spears.
What up, this Jay-Z.
This is Jennifer Lopez. Armchair.
Welcome back here to Braves Baseball. Atlanta leads it 3-1. And Max Fried back out on the mound. Here at the top of the 6th inning. Top of the order for the Phils. And here comes the first pitch to Herrera, and it's a curveball low and away, and it's 1-0. Punishment came down from Major League Baseball office, suspending Tim Anderson for 3 games. Will not affect the postseason. Here comes a curveball. It is hung up and hammered high and deep into right field. It is off the wall, and Herrera is booking around first and stops at second base as Duvall got the ball back into the infield very quickly, and it's a leadoff double. That was a hanger. Very fortunate Herrera didn't knock that out of the park. I think he thought it was gone the way he did a little bit of a flip with the bat, stood there and admired it. Maybe if he was running all the way through, he might be standing on third, but regardless, he's on second. There's nobody away, and it's his 26th double on the year. And here come the Phillies. Segura gets ready. Another curveball high in the zone, missed and taken for a ball. It's 1-0. Max Fried at 76 pitches right now. So fatigue should not be an issue, but it seems like he's hanging the ball up high. Here comes the 1-0 pitch, and it is another slider high in the zone. It's 2-0. Bryce Harper stands on deck. Philly down 3-1 as Atlanta trying to navigate through this 6th inning. Segura standing in, and here comes the 2-0 pitch. Fired on the outside. It's fouled back, and it's a swinging strike that gets away from d'Arnaud. Looked like he had fouled it, but it looks like he did not make contact, so it was a swing and a miss and swung right over it as they showed the replay, and he definitely did not touch it. So the ball goes to the backstop. d'Arnaud jumps on it, but not before Herrera goes to third. So their runner in scoring position from just a fly ball or ground ball. Runner on third, nobody out. And the 2-1 pitch to Segura, slider hit to Dansby. The infield is back. He'll fire it over to first. They will concede the run, and it's 3-2. Atlanta's trying to stay out of the big inning. That will bring Bryce Harper to the plate in a 1-run game. Good piece of hitting by Segura, just making sure that he got the runner home from third. Max Fried needing to settle down here as it's going to bring Bryce Harper to the plate, a 309 batting average, 1045 OPS, 34 home runs. And here comes the delivery on the first pitch, and it is a slider swung on and missed. It's 0-1. Toronto leads New York 5-3 in the top of the 7th, but the Yankees do have a rally going. And here's the 0-1 pitch to Bryce Harper. It is curveball swung on and missed in the dirt, and it's 0-2. The Giants and the Dodgers are getting started out west in about 45 minutes. San Fran playing Arizona. 0-2 pitch, curveball in the dirt. It's 1-2. And the Dodgers hosting San Diego. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. And in the dirt, 2-2. Looked like it was a fastball way off the plate. Max Fried struggling a bit here in the 6th inning with JT Realmuto on deck. One away, a 2-2 count to Harper. And he hits a long foul ball, fastball, that is just going to go out of play on the left field stands. And we'll do it again at 2-2. Boston still leads Baltimore 3-0, bottom of the seventh. Here comes the 2-2 pitch to Bryce Harper. As d'Arnaud is ready for the delivery. Here comes the pitch and swung on and missed. Strike three. At the knees on the outside part of the plate. Bryce Harper set down on strikes. Now 0 for 3 on the night. The way he was set up, I think he was expecting something either off speed or a little inside, and Freed caught him off balance, blew it by him. That fastball may have been just outside the zone, but way too close to take. So there's 2 away. Realmuto digs in, and it's 95 miles an hour at the knees, called for a strike. It's 0-1. JT has struck out and flew out. 0 for 2 on the night. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and it is a changeup in the dirt, swung on and missed, and it's 0-2. Atlanta leads by just a run. Here comes the 0-2 pitch from Max Fried. And here's the delivery. Curveball way in the dirt. Low, it's 1-2. Atlanta 3-2, top of the 6th inning. 1-2 count to JT Realmuto. Here's the pitch, and it's a fastball hit high into the outfield, and Ozzie Albies catches it over his shoulder easily. But wow, does that play make you nervous? That's the 3rd out of the inning as he makes a basket catch over his shoulder. The Braves lead at 3-2. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning.
He only has 3 rings.
Saturday mornings, 8:30 Eastern. Dixie Football Nation is back and better than ever. We've got Tony Agolini, Matt Carr, Tones Areola, Bobby and Angelo, along with Mac McGee this fall. Dixie Football Nation heads to the gridiron, talking ACC, SEC, the Big Ten, and all the big games throughout the college football land. That's Dixie Football Nation, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, Saturday mornings on the Armchair Quarterback Show's YouTube channel, going live, or catch the instant replay.
I'm not playing your stupid game.
My hotel's nice, and I was in the elevator. There's a sign in the elevator that said maximum capacity 12 persons. 12 persons. Somebody needs to tell the folks down at the elevator company that the plural of the word person is people. It's not persons, right? The hotel pool had a similar sign. It said maximum capacity 180 people. Do we really need legislation for that sort of thing? Doesn't it kind of govern itself? Don't most of us just hang back and go, I don't want to get in the pool with that many people. It's not going to be refreshing knocking up against other people's arms and skin. Move, I have a legal right to be here. Banging elbows, move. I did a head count. Like in the bathroom stall, we don't put a sign that says maximum capacity 1 person. I just see the shoes and I keep on moving.
I'm Amy Lawrence, and I'm up late, always, after hours, hanging out with you on CBS Sports Radio. Check it out, 2 a.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. Pacific.
Welcome back here to Braves baseball. The Atlanta Braves lead by a narrow margin. It's 3-2 to the bottom of the 6th we go. It's going to bring up the bottom of the order for Atlanta. Travis Darnaud comes up to the plate, and it will be Aaron Nola one more time out there as Philadelphia hanging around. Aaron Nola may not have his best stuff tonight, but pitching well enough to stay in the game, and we head to the bottom of the sixth. He's 84 pitches into the night, and the first pitch to Darnaud is a fastball banged into the ground to third. Torres has it, fires it over to Vierling, and there's one away. Atlanta started this game off working a high pitch count to Nola, but has bailed him out a bit over the past few innings. A lot of first pitch and 2 pitch outs, and that'll bring Dansby Swanson to the plate, who's 2 for 2, a double and a single. Now 85 pitches into the night is Nola. The pitcher spot would be next. Here comes the first pitch to Dansby, and it is a cutter fouled away, and it's 0-1. Dansby loses his helmet during the swing. He retrieves it and gets it back up and gets ready for the next pitch. As Atlanta's not working the count at all, has allowed Nola to stay in this game. See if that will come back to haunt Atlanta. Up just 3-2. Here's the 1-2. 0-1 pitch, and here's a cutter hit high and deep into right field up against the wall at the warning track. And Bryce Harper is going to catch it just before the wall. And there's a loud out, second out of the inning, 2 away, and that'll bring Max Fried to the plate. They will leave Max Fried in. Interesting move by Snicker. Not wanting to go to the bullpen just yet. I think maybe if something was going on, if they had a threat going, you might see a change. But they're going to go ahead and leave him in there. The first pitch is fired across the plate, knuckle curve for 0-1. Max Fried, 0 for 1 on the night. Here comes the pitch, and fastball swung on high out of the zone, and it's 0-2. Max Fried can't get on. Jorge Soler would be the batter. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Fastball fired up out of the zone, swung on, and strike number 3. It's a 3-pitch strikeout. And we head to the top of 7. Atlanta leading by 1. It's 3-2 Braves.
To protect his family from disaster, Steve used his camera phone. Dumb. By taking pictures of his important documents, Steve can always have them stored online. Learn more simple disaster prep tips at ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
Nix again with 36 seconds left. Ball at the left hash mark. 2 wideouts to the right, 1 to the left. Florida's got the big rush on Nix. He floats 1 in the end zone. It is call it, touchdown Auburn! Sanders caught it! Touchdown Auburn! Touchdown Auburn! Frank Sanders from Nix. Auburn's ahead. Auburn's ahead. Touchdown of 8 yards. Nix to Sanders. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Auburn has done it again. Ball game is over. I've seen it, but I do not believe it. Yes, the streak is alive. Auburn 36, Gators 33. Number 1 has fallen by the wayside.
It's not what he said, you ignorant wretch. Spanish is worse than your English.
Saturday mornings, 8:30 Eastern. Dixie Football Nation is back and better than ever. We've got Tony Agolini, Matt Carr, Tones Ariola, Bobby and Angelo, along with Mac McGee this fall. Dixie Football Nation heads to the gridiron, talking ACC, SEC, the Big Ten, and all the big games throughout the college football land. That's Dixie Football Nation, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, Saturday mornings on the Armchair Quarterback Show's YouTube channel, going live. Or catch the instant replay. Welcome back here to Braves Baseball. The Atlanta Braves lead the Philadelphia Phillies as we head to the top of the seventh. It's 3-2 Atlanta. And that's going to bring Andrew McCutchen to the plate. Max Fried will stay in the game. Max Fried looking to get through here in the seventh inning. So he's thrown 89 pitches. They're going to stick with Fried to try to finish this seventh off and then hand it off to the eighth and ninth. Here comes a slider fouled back, and it's 0-1. Atlanta. Magic number is down to 3. Here is a fastball popped up high into the center field, shallow center field, and Duvall's underneath it for out number 1. On this date, 1973, Hank Aaron hit his 40th home run, making him, Davey Johnson, and Darrell Evans the first ever 3 teammates to hit 40 home runs in the same season. It looks like McCutchen's, when he swung through the ball, his bat hit Darnode in the elbow, but it looks like Darnode is okay. First time ever 3 teammates had hit 40 home runs on the same team. This date, 1973, for the Atlanta Braves. And curveball drops in for a strike. It's 0-1 to Vierling. And what is unique about that is 23 years later on the same day, here's a sinker out of the zone, swung on a miss, and it's 0-2. 23 years later to the date, the Rockies, Vinny Castilla, Andres Galarraga, and Ellis Burks. Here's the 0-2 pitch outside, and it's 1-2. Vinny Castilla, Andres Galarraga, and Ellis Burks, they became the second trio ever to hit 40 home runs with the Rockies. Of course, Galarraga later on would go on to play for the Atlanta Braves. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Vierling, and slider banged over to short. Swanson's on top of it. He fires down to second, and quickly there are 2 away here in the Philly 7th. Atlanta leads at 3-2. We're in the top of the 7th inning here in Truist Park. A win tonight would bring the magic number for the Atlanta Braves down to just 1 and would put champagne on ice in the locker room for tomorrow. Here's first pitch to Didi Gregorius, a slider called strike right across the letters, and it's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and it's just outside. Slider. It's 1-1. Max Fried up to 97 pitches. Great outing so far. Fastball popped up high over to the third base side. Austin Riley's underneath it for out number 3. We head to the bottom of 7. Atlanta needs some insurance runs. Let's get some runs, boys. Atlanta leads it 3-2.
The Almighty says this must be a fashionable fight. It's drawn the finest people.
Get your Sunday football morning started off right with the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Your Sunday morning kickoff show where we tackle your NFL lines out in the desert, a 61.2% win rate over the last 6 years. Against the spread, over under, money line, you name it. And we dive into the world of fantasy football year long and your DFS payouts. The only true Southern football kickoff show that talks the spreads in Vegas, your DFS and fantasy, and your year-long quest to win that fantasy football championship. Only on the Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube channel. It's the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Sundays, all NFL season long.
Tom has been a teacher for over 40 years. One day, I think one of the students had asked the question and he didn't remember the answer. And I also noticed that he was letting his class out earlier than they were supposed to let out. I was really starting to worry.
Levi and I talked about how it would change our lives, but he was there beside me.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. Visit alz.org/ourstories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Let's keep the Dodgers in Brooklyn. My house is not a home without some.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
Welcome back here to Atlanta Braves baseball. And just as we all thought, that would be the last pitch of the night for Max Fried. He's getting handshakes and fist bumps in the dugout. What a great outing for Max Fried. They needed it tonight. 7 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 6 strikeouts, 2 allowed across the plate all in all. And the Braves lead it 3-2 in the bottom of the 7th inning. We've got a pitching change for the Philadelphia Phillies. It's Jose Alvarado. He's due to set to face Jorge Soler. Now, Alvarado is a lefty. Interesting choice. Sure, this is intended mainly to keep Freddie Freeman at bay, but you've got Soler due up. And after Soler, and then Freddie, the switch hitting Ozzy Albies, who has a lot more pop from the right-hand side of the plate. So we'll see how this turns out for Philadelphia as Atlanta tries to extend their lead. And first pitch is shot up the middle. Segura is on it. He fires it over to first, but the throw is wide. And Soler hustling down the line is going to be safe at first base. We'll see how they score that. Really difficult play. Segura had to dive, jump up, and it's an errant throw. I believe they're probably going to give it an error, but we'll see how it's actually scored. It looks like they're going to give a single. I think Segura would tell you differently, but Atlanta will take it. A little home cooking with the books there, and that'll put Soler on first, nobody out, and Freddie Freeman up to face Alvarado. Freddie Freeman, who is 1 for 3 on the night. Freddie digs in. The first pitch misses, and it's 1-0. Cutter on the outside part of the plate. Alvarado sets up, and he fires 100 miles an hour at the letters. It's a called strike, and it's 1-1. Just on the strike zone. Freddie couldn't do anything with that pitch, so he let it go by. And here's the 1-1 pitch. And fastball swung on and fouled away. It's 1-2. Alvarado digs in, looks in at the catcher. And here's the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed strike number 3, and Freddie's down on strikes. And they're one away with Ozzie Albies up. Righty versus lefty. Alvarado, a really difficult lefty to pick the ball up. So Atlanta's got a much better chance with getting something going here with Ozzie up. And then after that, it is Austin Riley. Comes the hard throwing lefty, first pitch and fastball high and out of the zone, but Ozzie couldn't resist, and it's 0-1. 99 miles an hour up around the eyes. They consider that his sinker. Not a whole lot of sinking movement there, but whole lot of gas. Here's the 0-1 pitch and fastball 100 miles an hour, fouled back, and it's 0-2. The Yankees have tied it up in Toronto. They're tied 5-5 in the top of the 8th, and the Boston Red Sox are threatening with a 3-0 lead in Baltimore. And here comes the 0-2 pitch to Ozzie. Fastball off the fist and barely fouled back. We'll do it again. It's 0-2. New York is down to their magic number to clinch is just 3, and Boston is 5. They would both gain on Toronto, but Seattle has squeezed themselves in to the wild card race, and they play later on tonight against the A's. Here comes the 0-2 pitch to Ozzie, and it is hung up a little bit, and Ozzie's able to hammer it into center field. Herrera charges it, cannot get the ball cleanly. It gets by him. Soler around second, goes into third, and Ozzie's able to take second base with his speed. It'll be a single and an error as Ozzie is standing on second. Soler goes from first to third. The Braves got something cooking here in the bottom of the 7th inning. It's 3-2 Atlanta with Austin Riley coming up to bat. Herrera was charging it, trying to keep Soler honest. I don't think Soler had any thoughts of going to third, but Herrera's eyes just came up off the ball. His glove went over the ball and dragged it, and that's going to be it for Alvarado. We'll take a quick break because there's a pitching change in Atlanta. Austin Riley's up to bat. You're listening to Braves Baseball.
I should have gone to law school or high school.
Armchair Quarterbacks on YouTube Live. We cover Braves baseball, Red Sox, Yankees, Rays, Cubs and Cardinals, and the rest of Major League Baseball every day. Subscribe and like us today. Your first choice for sports talk live from the First Coast. Stay locked in on Armchair Quarterbacks Radio always just moments away from the big play.
Here's Cunningham, dodges left, and puts it way downfield for Fred Barnett, who has the catch, and the race is on. There are no flags, a 95-yard touchdown.
The ball just over the goal line of the Cowboys. Dorsett, single setback. Big opening for Tony Dorsett. Look out, he's got great speed. 99 yards and a half. Dorsett down the sideline, stays in bounds. Can you believe that? 99.5-yard run, I think, is the longest run in the history of the league.
Here's Cunningham back to throw it and going deep, and he's got Morris, and there's the flag on the play. Morris has got the pass, and it's in the end zone anyway. Touchdown. Just throw it as far as you can. Randy Moss is amazing. Randall Cunningham is amazing.
It all starts with just one thing. When recycling, rinse out jars and cans, and avoid recycling wax paper or paper soiled with food. This will reduce recycling contamination. Find tips and more at onethingus.com. What's your one thing?
Welcome back here to Braves Baseballs. They've got the chop going in Atlanta. They had the cell phones out and the lights flashing as Hector Neris comes in to try to thwart this rally. The Braves have runners on second and third. There's one away. Austin Riley's up, and the hard throwing Neris comes up, and the first pitch is on the way, and it's low and outside for ball number one. Neris, 3.28 ERA on the year. Before the trade for Ian Kennedy was Philadelphia's closer, and the infield is halfway in, not quite all the way in, but they are playing halfway, trying to keep Soler from scoring from third base. And here's the 1-0 pitch, and Riley swings and misses. It's 1-1. 95 miles an hour at the belt. He just missed that pitch. A fly ball with any kind of depth should score Soler, and a single most likely scores Ozzie. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fastball, hammered foul to the first base side, out of play, and it's 1-2. Riley trying to find a way to get a run in here, possibly two. The Braves lead at 3-2 in Atlanta. Bottom of the seventh, one away. Neris rocks, delivers, and it is swung on and hammered down the line. That ball's going to go to the corner. Ozzie's going to come around to score. It is 5-2 Atlanta, and Riley stands on second base doing the chop. Great piece of hitting by Austin Riley. Atlanta 5, Philly 2, bottom of the seventh, as it was a double that was just absolutely scorched into the corner. The infield was in, so the third baseman, DeReyes, was diving but could not get to it. They did not have them playing the lines, obviously. And that happens to be Riley's 50th career double. And that'll set up Adam Duvall coming to the plate. First pitch fouled down the left field line, and it's 0-1. Riley's 32nd double on the year. McCutchen got it back in pretty quickly, but obviously the fast running Ozzie Albies scored easily from second. Soler just had to jog in from third. Here's the 0-1 pitch. In the dirt and way out of the zone. Blocked by JT Realmuto, but Duvall did offer at it, so it's 0-2. If you're wondering what's going to be happening with the playoffs, the American League wild card will be Tuesday night, and Wednesday night will be the National League wild card. Here comes the 0-2 pitch, and swung on and missed out of the zone. Splitter and struck out. Adam Duvall heads to the bench with 2 away, and Eddie Rosario coming up to the dish. The Toronto Blue Jays just took a 1-run lead on a solo shot by Dante Bichette. That is in the bottom of the 8th inning in Canada. They have expanded the allowance of fans in the stands to 30,000. First pitch to Rosario is way inside, and it's 1-0. Eddie Rosario does have a hit tonight, an RBI double in the 30s, 1 for 3, 258 on the year. So he's trying to find a way to get Riley home. The Braves lead it. If you're just joining us, 5-2, 2 runs in this inning, and swing and a miss, splitter high and out of the zone. It's 1-1. They're saying 30,000, but that place looks packed in Toronto. Here comes the 1-1 pitch from Neris. It's kind of a deliberate delivery as he leans over. He fires onto the outside part of the plate, 95 miles an hour, and it's 2-1. Looked like it was a sinker that missed out. Might have got away from him a little bit. Almost got away from JT. And here comes the 2-1 pitch from Neris to Real Muto, and it's outside once again. Same pitch, same location. It's now 3-1 to Eddie Rosario, with Travis d'Arnaud standing on deck. d'Arnaud 0 for 3. And if it were to continue, it'd be Dansby Swanson who stands in the hole. Here comes the 3-1 pitch to Rosario. He bangs it off the instep of his right foot. Foul, and it's 3-2. Philadelphia down 5-2 in desperation mode is Atlanta. Their magic number is just 3. Here's a 3-2 pitch, and it is low and inside for ball number 4. And they'll walk Rosario, putting runners on first and second. 2 away. Travis d'Arnaud coming up to the plate. Looked like Neris wasn't really trying to give in to Rosario, was trying to get him to swing out of the zone. He'll take his chances with righty versus righty. d'Arnaud comes up to the plate 0 for 3, 223 on the year. Trying to find something he can poke into right field that would definitely bring home Riley. And here's the first pitch right down the pipe, 96 miles an hour, and it's 0-1. Update for you in Baltimore. Boston leads the Orioles 5-0 now in the 8th. 0-1 pitch. We're getting set for it, but d'Arnaud steps out of the box, digs back in, and now we're ready. And here comes the 0-1 pitch from Neris. So he rocks the delivery, and it is a slider out of the zone. It's 1-1. Hector Neris trying to get out of this jam. 1-1 pitch to Darnode. Runners on first and second, and it is low for ball 2. Sinker out of the zone. Across the plate, but just didn't have enough height. Atlanta leads it 5-2. 2-1 count to Darnode as he gets set. Try to drive in another run, trying to extend Atlanta's 5-2 lead. Here's a sinker, and it is hit foul down the third base line, and it's 2-2. So deuces are wild here. 2 on, 2 out, a 2-2 pitch to Travis Darnode. Braves lead Philadelphia 5-2. Here's the delivery. And swung on and fouled back 95 miles an hour. Sinker fouled back to the stands, and it is 2-2. We'll do it again. Darnode can get on. Dansby Swanson would be up. And then the pitcher spot. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and it is ripped foul. A splitter that Darnode could handle, but just could not keep it fair. We'll do it again. It's 2-2. Neris does not want to get it to that 3-2 count. That would put the runners in motion. And any ball with any kind of length would score 2. Here's the 2-2 pitch. JT sets up outside, 96 miles an hour, just off the black, and it's a full count at 3-2. Went to the fastball there to try to get that strikeout. Good eye by Darnode. Ball missing outside the zone by a few inches. So now we've got a full count. The merry-go-round will begin. Runners on first and second. The runners will be going. Here's the payoff pitch, and it's a sinker just low out of the zone. Ball number 4, and the bases will be loaded, and that'll bring Girardi back out to the mound. We'll take a break as they're pulling Neris off the mound. They're heading to the pen. The Braves lead at 5-2, bottom of 7.
Why is there a pancake in the silverware drawer?
I mean, why is there silverware in the pancake drawer?
Enjoy sun-drenched days, epic stays, and plenty of room to roam in Greater Fort Lauderdale. Our hotels, attractions, and restaurants have taken the Visit Lauderdale's Safe and Clean pledge, so you can relax and explore with confidence. When you're ready for that well-deserved staycation, our 23 miles of golden beaches await. Find wide-open spaces to hike, bike, kayak, and paddleboard. Visit your favorite attractions, then dine out in style in socially distanced dining rooms or al fresco on waterfront patios. Learn more at sunny.org.
Don't miss a moment of heart-stopping NFL coverage on Armchair Quarterback Radio.
Riggins. He's going to go all the way unless Blackwood can catch him, and he can't.
3rd and 3. We'll see a pickup sometime on the right side, possibly.
Montana looking, throwing in the end zone. Dwight Clark.
Only 12 seconds left to play third quarter. Here's Marcus Allen cutting back upfield, and Marcus Allen could be gone. 74 yards for Marcus Allen.
The quiet man of this football team, Scott Norwood. He can fire the shot heard round the world now. Here we go with 8 seconds to play. High drama here in the Super Bowl. But in the air, it's got the distance.
It measures just 9 inches in circumference, weighs only about 5 ounces, and is made of cork wound with woolen yarn, covered with 2 layers of cowhide, and stitched by hand precisely 216 times.
We are back here with Braves baseball. As call to the pen is going to bring Sam Coonrod into the game. Dansby Swanson will step in with the bases loaded. The Atlanta Braves lead 5-2. From the bottom of the seventh inning, one in the gap would put this game almost on ice. Can't exactly say on ice with the woes that we've had with the bullpen this year, but you like your chances. So big at bat here for Dansby Swanson. Bottom of the seventh, bases loaded, 2 out, and the first pitch is a fastball that is popped into center field. It is going to scoot right through the defense. 2 runners will come around to score. And just like that, on the first pitch, a ball that looked like it kind of jammed Swanson. He had enough mustard on it to get it through the infield, and the Atlanta Braves lead 7-2. Dansby stands on first with a 2 RBI single, and that'll send Darnode from first to third. So you'll have runners on the corners. That might have been a sinker, but in any case, he was able to fist it through the infield just out of the diving reach of the Phillies shortstop Didi Gregorius, and Atlanta leads 7-2. Runners on the corners, and that'll bring Jock Peterson to the mound. And the first pitch, 98 miles an hour, sinker. It's strike number 1. Jock Peterson coming from the left-hand side of the plate to face the righty, 238 on the year with 17 home runs. Of course, acquired from the Cubs in the middle of the summer, but has a lot of playoff experience with the Dodgers. Here comes the 0-1 pitch, and it is in the dirt. Slider, and it's 1-1. Got to figure Jock Peterson's going to play a big part in how far the Atlanta Braves may go, giving them depth off the bench. Depending on the pitching matchup, may even get some starts. If Atlanta were to go deep enough into the playoffs and into the World Series, gives them another option for the designated hitter. 1-1 pitch, swung on and missed. Fastball, it's 1-2. Coonrod gets set. Atlanta Braves lead at 7-2, bottom of the seventh inning. You're just joining us. Atlanta scored 4 runs in this inning to bust this open. Here comes the 1-2 pitches. Sam Coonrod had stepped off the mound for a second, gathers himself and gets ready for the 1-2 pitch. JT set up inside, and it's fastball high and outside the zone, and they're checking down the third base line. He did not offer, so it's going to be 2-2. 99 miles an hour, about chest high, but a little outside the zone. The Atlanta Braves trying to take their magic number down from 3 to 1. Here comes the 2-2 pitch to Jock Peterson. He pops it up high behind home plate. It is just going to get outside foul as Realmuto gave it chase, but it's behind the netting. We'll have a scoreboard update for you here in a minute as things are coming down in the American League East. As Coonrod goes to set in. It's taking his time, so we'll catch you up real quick. In the top of the ninth, Red Sox lead at 6-0 in Baltimore. And the Yankees trail by 1 in the top of the ninth with 2 away. Here comes the 2-2 pitch from, and timeout called by home plate umpire. Looked like Jock Peterson asked for time, so they'll step away for a second, and it's 2-2. Yankees do have a scoring threat. in the top of the ninth in Toronto. Here's slider low and inside, and it's now 3-2. Peterson gets on, top of the order, would flip back over, and it would be back to Jorge Soler. You got this inning going. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and it is a fastball, almost hits Jock Peterson in the shoes, and that'll be a walk. Loading the bases up for Jorge Soler, setting the stage for the Braves right fielder to possibly put the kill shot on. As he comes up to the plate with the bases loaded, the Braves already leading by 5, and his 25 home runs on the year, digs in from the right side of the plate. Here comes the first pitch from Sam Coonrod. And it's 98 miles an hour way inside, almost hits Soler, and it's ball 1. Soler just hitting .233 with 30 appearances with the bases loaded and no grand slams. Could this be his first career grand slam ever? Here's the 1-0 pitch, 98 miles an hour, fouled back as Soler drops to his knees, and it's 1-1. Soler coming over from the trade from Kansas City, previously with the Cubs. So he has playoff experience. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and it is fisted over to the right side of the infield. A slow dribbler to Segura, and Soler jogs down to first. He'll be out. That ends your inning, but not before the Atlanta Braves add 4 to the board. It's 7-2. Atlanta, we head to the top of the 8th.
Now, if you want to crown them, but they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
ACC football covered like no other here on the Armchair Quarterback.
Against the blitz, touchdown, Florida State. Preston scores the touchdown, and now it's Bowden's decision, and he sends Maury onto the field right away. Danny Cannell is the holder. Maury. This game is over. A 31-31 tie. A 31-31 tie.
A deep throw by Lawrence, a lot of contact. Justin Ross broke free from it. He's down in the end zone. Touchdown, Clemson. Justin Ross, a freshman wide receiver, big, rangy.
You're a fan of the ACC? Pull up an armchair. You're home.
To protect her home and family in a disaster, Karen was willing to wade through water, mud, and insurance paperwork.
Yeah, I can do this.
You go, Karen! By simply understanding and updating what her insurance covers and doesn't cover now, she'll be better prepared no matter when disaster strikes. Learn other simple ways to protect your home and family before a natural disaster at ready.gov. That's ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council. Sit shot.
It travels 60 feet 6 inches from the pitcher's mound to home, and it can cover that distance at nearly 100 miles an hour. Along the way, it can be made to twist, spin, curve, wobble, rise, or fall away.
Welcome back here to Braves baseball. Your Atlanta Braves lead the Philadelphia Phillies 7-2 as we head to the top of inning number 8. Defensive substitution in play once again as Heredia will come in to play center Duvall will go over to right field, taking Soler out of the lineup, and that'll bring in Tyler Matzik. The big lefty comes in, the 2.66 ERA, 37 walks, 75 strikeouts. And here's the first pitch of the inning, and fastball high and wide out of the zone. It's 1-0. Ronald Torres, the pitcher spot, and Herrera due up in this inning. Right-handed Torres digs in against Matzik. 1-0 pitch, and another pitch high and outside the zone. It's 2-0. You like to see Tyler get aggressive here and just come right after him with a 5-run lead in the bottom of the order. Last thing you want to do is put ducks on the pond when guys like Harper and JT come up to bat. Here comes the 2-0 pitch, fastball down the pipe, and it's 2-1. And here comes the 2-1 pitch as Matzik gets set, and the delivery and fastball hit into left field sharply. Rosario stumbles, bumbles, but catches the ball as he falls to the turf. Looked like he might have either it was the depth perception or might have got lost in the lighting a little bit. He's had a rough couple of nights out there. It was an ugly play, but it was an out for out number 1. That could have been disastrous, starting some kind of a rally, as Rosario's kind of laughing at it about it to Heredia out there, and he's playing center now. It's kind of a goofy looking play, but we'll take it. It's out number 1, and that'll bring Alec Bohm to the plate. Alec Bohm gets set for the first pitch, righty versus lefty matchup, and it is low and away. It's 1-0. Alec Bohm still hasn't touched home plate from back in April. You Phillies fans are listening, you know what I'm talking about. If you Braves fans know what I'm listening, you know what I'm talking about. Here comes the 1-0 pitch from Matzik, and it is a fastball fouled back 95 miles an hour, and it's 1-1. Had that play been called correctly, Atlanta very well could be clinching the East tonight. But the magic number is 3, so we're still at least 2 nights away from that. Here's the 1-1 pitch, fouled back 96 miles an hour, challenging the big right-handed third baseman, and it's 1-2. Bohm, one of their most coveted prospects in their system, came up this year and just struggled. So he's been coming off the bench down the stretch here. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and it is inside and pops him on the knee. It'll send Bohm down to first, and that's not what you want, as Bohm heads down to first with a free pass, and that'll set up the top of the order with 1 on, 1 out. Might have just missed the knee as Bohm pivoted and turned his back, and the ball hit him in the back of the knee, it looked like. He looks to be fine as he jogs up to first base and gets set. It's not what you want if you're Matzik, giving free passes away with a 5-run lead. As Herrera comes up, lefty versus lefty matchup, they will not pinch hit for Herrera. So he's 10 for 38 versus the Braves this year. Open stance, and Darno sits up on the outside, and the pitch misses wildly high, and it's 1-0. (7-2) Atlanta, top of the 8th inning. Tyler Matzik's going to dig in here. Pitch high and outside the zone. Herrera does not offer at it, and it's 2-0. Matzik getting him into some trouble right now. Here comes the 2-0 pitch from Matzik, and fastball down the pipe, but fouled back, and it's 2-1. Brought the heat with 95-mile-an-hour four-seamer. You got to figure it's time to go up there and challenge them with a 5-run lead. The worst thing you can do is put these guys on with free passes. The heart of the order coming up. Let your defense help you out a little bit there, Tyler, with the 2-1 pitch. See, Roxon delivers it to home plate, and it is roped down the right field line. It will be fair. Duvall corrals it. Bone will stop at third. Runners on second and third. Just one away in the dangerous Segura up to bat, righty versus lefty, with Bryce Harper on deck. Herrera just roasted that into the corner, 95 miles an hour, but it was a little bit inside and very hittable. So he put it up around his chest. So you got a 1-out double from Herrera. You got a 7-2 Braves lead, but John Segura comes in. The Braves pitching coach comes out. Granted, to talk to Matzik, does not look like they're going to make a change. You've got to figure Matzik will face Segura and then probably Bryce Harper. And then if he's not out of the mess, it could be time to bring in Luke Jackson. The Braves lead this 7-2. You don't want this to get away from you. Building up that 5-run lead over the first 7 innings. So Atlanta's magic number is down to 3. Trying to get an out here. They will definitely trade a run for an out as the infield is back. And here comes the first pitch to Segura. 95 miles an hour, high and out of the zone, almost got away from Darnaud, and it's 1-0. That probably would have scored Bohm. Not the fastest, but not the slowest runner standing there on third. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. And slider dropped in for a strike. It's 1-1. Matzik seems to be struggling with his control, especially with the high fastball. Interesting to see where they go here on this 1-1 count, righty versus lefty matchup. Bryce Harper on deck. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and slider called for a high strike, and it's 1-2. Matzik trying to get out number 2 here to keep the bleeding to a minimum. Would gladly trade an out for a run, and fastball wide outside the zone. It's 2-2. Just seems to not have the grip for that fastball. Don't know if it's sliding out of his hand or what, but it's 4 consecutive fastballs that have been wildly out of the zone. See if he goes back to it or drops the slider back in. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and miss. Strike 3. Fastball swung on and miss. Might have been barely out of the zone, but it was too close for Segura to take. I think he might have been looking for the off-speed pitch. And it's 2 away with Bryce Harper coming up to the plate. The worst he can do is make it a 2-run lead as Atlanta leads 7-2 with 2 on. There's 2 outs in the top of the 8th inning, excuse me. JT Realmuto is on deck. The Braves bullpen is working hard. We'll see what happens here. Whether or not Philly makes this game close will decide whether or not Will Smith would come into the game in the 9th. Here's the first pitch to Bryce Harper, and he jumps on it early, pops up. It's a can of corn in the infield. Ozzy's underneath it. Out number 3. We head to the bottom of the 8th. The Atlanta Braves lead it 7-2.
We can't Ruby Dern your frazzle dazzle.
Armchair Quarterback Radio is AFC South country all NFL season long.
They hand it off Fournette. He's driving, and he's in for the touchdown. Wow! Drive starts at the 1 and looking for a little breathing room, and they get that and plenty more. Derrick Henry still going. Stays in bounds. He might go. 99 yards for the touchdown. Unbelievable. 2nd and 10. Empty set. Walk downfield, and that is Hilton again. 1st and goal. Ebron, what a year for him. Eric Ebron, touchdown, full slant, caught, touchdown, Marquise Lee, and he punched the ball into the stands. Deep, and he's got it. Keelan Cole, touchdown, Jacksonville.
Stay locked in to the AFC South on Armchair Quarterback Radio.
Cars from all over America come to find a new home in Florida, just like you. I moved here after the draft, football. I noticed there was one thing missing from this great town, a celebrity-endorsed used car shop. That's why I founded BJ's Used Autos. Every one of these beauties is freshly painted. They look brand new. We have new models coming in every morning, usually around 2 a.m. We can get you anything. And if you see a car of your dreams, tell us. We can acquire it for you. I've taken the skills I've learned as a pro football player to the used car business. Smash, grab, and run like hell. I'm tackling low prices with hot cars.
The bat is made of turned ash, less than 42 inches long, not more than 2 3/4 inches in diameter.
Welcome back here to Braves baseball. It's the Atlanta Braves lead 7-2, heading to the bottom of the 9th, and Freddie Freeman steps up to the plate. Programming reminder, we will be back here tomorrow night. First pitch is at 7:20 as the Atlanta Braves will hopefully be going for the sweep here. They lead 7-2. Be Braves versus Phillies tomorrow night. Ian Anderson versus Kyle Gibson. And here's the first pitch to Freddie Freeman from Connor Brogdon, who comes into the game, and it is a called first strike. It's 0-1. Atlanta, if they win tonight, would have clinching of the NL East on the line tomorrow night. Here's a pop-up off a changeup high and in foul territory, but it will stay in play. JT Realmuto is underneath it for out number 1. The magic number being 3, we can get it down to 1 with 3 more outs in this game. So all Atlanta would have to do is have a win or a loss by Philadelphia or Atlanta over the next 4 games to clinch the National League East for the 4th time consecutively. Here's the first pitch to Ozzy Albies as he steps in, and it's a changeup out in front for 0-1. Ozzy Albies is 2 for 4 on the night with 2 runs scored. He was charged with an error. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fastball high and outside the zone. It's 1-1. The Blue Jays did beat the Yankees, so they inch closer. Here's the 1-1 pitch, changeup, golfed high and shallow into center field. For the second out, as Didi Gregorius is underneath it, easy pop fly, and there's 2 away. That'll bring Austin Riley to the plate. As Boston looks like that hold on and beat Baltimore. Here's the first pitch, and it is a called changeup. First strike, it's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Riley, and fisted inside 96 miles an hour. It's 0-2. Boston won 6-0 over Baltimore. So they'll gain a game on the Yankees. We'll get the standings for you that here in a minute. Here comes the 0-2 pitch to Riley. Swung on in the dirt and missed. It's strike number 3, out number 3. We head to the top of the 9th inning. Atlanta 3 outs away from beating the Phillies at 7-2.
Enjoy sun-drenched days, epic stays, and plenty of room to roam in Greater Fort Lauderdale. Our hotels, attractions, and restaurants have taken the Visit Lauderdale's Safe and Clean pledge so you can relax and explore with confidence. When you're ready for that well-deserved staycation, our 23 miles of golden beaches await. Find wide open spaces to hike, bike, kayak, and paddleboard. Visit your favorite attractions, then dine out in style in socially distanced dining rooms or al fresco on waterfront patios. Learn more at sunny.org.
Get your Sunday football morning started off right with the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Your Sunday morning kickoff show where we tackle your NFL lines out in the desert. A 61.2% win rate over the last 6 years. Against the spread, over, under, money line, you name it. And we dive into the world of fantasy football year-long and your DFS payouts. The only true Southern football kickoff show that talks the spreads in Vegas, your DFS and fantasy, in your year-long quest to win that fantasy football championship. Only on the Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube channel. It's the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Sundays, all NFL season long.
The batter has only a few thousandths of a second to decide to hit the ball. And yet the men who fail 7 times out of 10 are considered the game's greatest heroes.
Welcome back here to Braves baseball as the Atlanta Braves lead 7-2. If you look at the outings by Max Fried and Charlie Morton the last 2 nights, phenomenal. Just 1 earned run allowed over 14 innings pitched. And the Atlanta Braves lead this one 7-2 as Rich Rodriguez will come onto the mound. This 2.73 ERA, 42 strikeouts over 62 innings, and just 4 walks. He'll face Real Muto, and the first pitch is wide and outside for ball number 1. Magic number is down to 3 and 3 outs away to get it down to 1. As the 1-0 pitch fired and hammered into the center field gap, but Heredia is on his horse. He'll catch up to it before it gets to the warning track, and it's out number 1, getting a standing ovation hand clap from Rich Rodriguez as JT really put that on the screws, and Heredia, a great job jumping over there. It's what he's there for, to play some D late in the game. Had to little bit of a jump as he was running, and much appreciated from Rich Rod. That'll bring Andrew McCutcheon up to the plate, 0 for 3 tonight, 25 home runs on the year. Braves 2 outs away from getting that much closer to possibly winning the National League East for the 4th year in a row. Here's the first pitch, and it's missed inside for ball 1, and Rodriguez fires across the 1-0 pitch. It's wide and outside for ball 2, and it's 2-0. Cutchin standing in the box and swings and hits the 2-0 pitch foul. Vierling is on deck. If anyone gets on, it's Didi Gregorius. Dodgers and Giants are just underway out west. They're fighting the NL West in their own right. Here's a fastball hit over to shortstop. Easy ground ball for Dansby. He fires it over to first base. And just like that, there's 2 away. We're down to our last out to get as the Atlanta Braves lead Philly 7-2. Be interesting to see what the national media has to say about this. Because all last week, all I saw and heard was how Philadelphia was going to chase down Atlanta, beat Atlanta. They've yet to win here in Atlanta this week. A situation where they needed to win at least 2 of 3. Here's the first pitch, and it's dribbled over to Dansby. Dansby charges, fires it over to first base, and that's it. The Atlanta Braves win 7-2. The magic number is down to 1. Atlanta 7, Philadelphia 2, your final. We'll be back tomorrow night, 7:20 first pitch. We'll come on, set the stage a few minutes before as the Atlanta Braves. We hope to share the National League East Championship with you tomorrow night. Thanks for tuning in to Braves Baseball. Please like and subscribe. We'll be here throughout the Braves October. Get your Sunday football morning started off right with the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Your Sunday morning kickoff show where we tackle your NFL lines out in the desert, a 61.2% win rate over the last 6 years. Against the spread, over under, money line, you name it. And we dive into the world of fantasy football year long and your DFS payouts. The only true Southern football kickoff show that talks the spreads in Vegas, your DFS and fantasy, and your year-long quest to win that fantasy football championship. Only on the Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube channel. It's the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Sundays, all NFL season long.
Tom has been a teacher for over 40 years. One day, I think one of the students had asked the question and he didn't remember the answer. And I also noticed that he was letting his class out earlier than they were supposed to let out. I was really starting to worry.
Levi and I talked about how it would change our lives, but he was there beside me.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. Visit alz.org/ourstories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Get your Sunday football morning started off right with the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Your Sunday morning kickoff show where we tackle your NFL lines out in the desert, a 61.2% win rate over the last 6 years. Against the spread, over under, money line, you name it. We dive into the world of fantasy football year long in your DFS payouts. The only true Southern football kickoff show that talks the spreads in Vegas, your DFS and fantasy, in your year-long quest to win that fantasy football championship. Only on the Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube channel. It's the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Sundays, all NFL season long. Saturday mornings, 8:30 Eastern. Dixie Football Nation is back and better than ever. We've got Tony Agolini, Matt Carr, Tones Areola, Bobby and Angelo, along with Mac McGee this fall. Dixie Football Nation heads to the gridiron, talking ACC, SEC, the Big Ten, and all the big games throughout the college football land. That's Dixie Football Nation, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, Saturday mornings on the Armchair Quarterback Show's YouTube channel, going live. Or catch the instant replay.
I'm Amy Lawrence, and I'm up late, always, after hours hanging out with you on CBS Sports Radio. Check it out, 2 a.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. Pacific.
Enjoy sun-drenched days, epic stays, and plenty of room to roam in Greater Fort Lauderdale. Our hotels, attractions, and restaurants have taken the Visit Lauderdale's Safe and Clean pledge, so you can relax and explore with confidence. When you're ready for that well-deserved staycation, our 23 miles of golden beaches await. Find wide-open spaces to hike, bike, kayak, and paddleboard. Visit your favorite attractions, then dine out in style in socially distanced dining rooms or al fresco on waterfront patios. Learn more at sunny.org.
To protect his family from disaster, Steve used his camera phone. Done. By taking pictures of his important documents, Steve can always have them stored online. Learn more simple disaster prep tips at ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
You're talking about a bunch of unproven kids who were in the prom. You know, literally, they were in the prom like 6 months ago at their high school.
No, they weren't because they were
locked down.
Exactly.
Okay, they were at a.
These are promless teenagers.
If he's from a Big Ten state,
they were at a.
If he's from a Big Ten state, he didn't have prom. I can guarantee you that.
They were at a virtual prom. Anyway, so yeah, it's tough for Wisconsin.
That's called porn. That's called porn.
Stop it. They get a break this week because I
got a mess to clean up, guys.
Yeah.
Virtual.
There's
prom.
my walk off for the day. Thanks, Mac. I gotta dry my keyboard out now.
Armchair.
Remember, if for any reason you must leave your radio, please have the man at the door stamp your ear so you can listen again later.
Saturday mornings, 8:30 Eastern. Dixie Football Nation is back and better than ever. We got Tony Agolini, Matt Carr, Tones Areola, Bobby and Angelo, along with Mac McGee this fall. Dixie Football Nation heads to the gridiron, talking ACC, SEC, the Big Ten, and all the big games throughout the college football land. That's Dixie Football Nation, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, Saturday mornings on the Armchair Quarterback Show's YouTube channel, going live. Or catch the instant replay.
Screen pass to Trayshawn DeAndre on the right side. He dodges Crushman, makes his way to the end zone. Touchdown! But wait a second. I think there's a flag on the play.
All right, you guys got holding on number 97, right?
Yeah, definitely holding. No touchdown.
All right, make the call.
Yeah, I mean, it was holding.
So make the call.
Or, we say the flag was for an excessive celebration so they can keep the touchdown and apply the penalty to the kickoff, huh? What do you say?
What are you talking about? I didn't see excessive celebration.
You sure? Could have sworn I saw a little nay-nay going on.
What's going on with you, man?
All right, look, guys, I got to be real with you. Trayshawn DeAndre just scored that touchdown. Okay, I have him on my fantasy team this week. I need these points.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding you, Bill. I'm playing against my father-in-law this week, and if he doesn't score this touchdown, I lose.
Well, I'm not going to let you make a bad call because you're in some fantasy football league.
Make the call.
Craig, no. If you make one bad call.
This works out perfectly, Bill. I started the quarterback who threw the touchdown pass. We're going to have to ignore the holding call.
I have the kicker, and I was kind of hoping that he wouldn't convert on third down, so he'd have to kick the field goal.
Armchair.
Get your Sunday football morning started off right with the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Your Sunday morning kickoff show where we tackle your NFL lines out in the desert, a 61.2% win rate over the last 6 years. Against the spread, over, under, money line, you name it. We dive into the world of fantasy football year long in your DFS payouts. your only true Southern football kickoff show that talks the spreads in Vegas, your DFS and fantasy, in your year-long quest to win that fantasy football championship. Only on the Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube channel. It's the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Sundays, all NFL season long. The Armchair Quarterbacks on YouTube Live, covering the AFC South and NFC South along with the rest of the NFL. Subscribe and like us today. Your first choice for sports talk live from the First Coast.
Tom has been a teacher for over 40 years. One day, I think one of the students had asked the question and he didn't remember the answer. And I also noticed that he was letting his class out earlier than they were supposed to let out. I was really starting to worry.
Levi and I talked about how it would change our lives, but he was there beside me.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. Visit alz.org/ourstories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
You come at the K, you best not miss.
I'm not audible. How audible? I'll use Omaha! Red Polly! Blue poncho! Dilly! Rambo! Give me Kershaw here, Kershaw!
You're listening to the Armchair Quarterbacks.
Stop, Japan! Richmond, New York! Richmond, Florida! Cali, Buffalo! Check! Hey, Short Ox! Kudo Raiders! Omaha! I'm out!
And then a lot of states ended up having gay marriage and common law marriage, which I think is very confusing because what happens if you just end up with like two loser dudes sharing the same crappy apartment for a couple years? It's been known to happen. Both working part-time at the pizza place, hanging out every weekend. A few years goes by, boom, they're married. See them at a party, they're newlyweds. I didn't know Tony and Jim were gay. They're married now? When did they fall in love? They didn't. They just never got full-time jobs.
Take me out to the ball game.
Get caught up with the big stories from around the world in sports in just a few minutes. It's Take Me Out to the Ball Game today, weekdays. Armchair Quarterbacks on YouTube. Baseball, football, basketball, whatever's trending in the world of sports, it's on Take Me Out to the Ball Game today in just a few minutes. It drops weekdays. Take Me Out to the Ball Game today on the Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube channel.
Take me out to the ball game.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by The Best Things in Life, which are still free with minimum purchase at participating dealers.